All I gotta do is press that. We are now live. We're live.
Hi everyone.
Grab the. There should be a way from here to get into the actual open new window.
Yeah, I'm like getting covered by this thing over here. So.
Oh, I can
Squeeze in.
I'll pull up the thing so we can see. Like, I just want to
see how much room we need.
How do you get to the video itself? I've always been confused by this. Just take me there. And then don't.
Yeah, it's not playing.
We're live. No,
You
now
just close this window.
Well,
Oh, unless you.
I want to be able to stop it, but I want to pause this. Let's turn this down. Okay, so this is the link. Copy that. I will close this eventually. And sorry guys, I'm sharing our stream here.
Gotta let people know.
Oops. Publish that. And share it on my. There's nobody here. You can keep it open. Yeah.
Yeah, close
That freaking window is gonna make it really hot too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this as well. And then on my own timeline. Okay, one more place. No, I'm good.
Tweeter.
And then we'll want it to be open somewhere to read comments.
Yeah, probably just pull up in here. That one.
I've hit the theoretical limit for Photoshop file sizes over here, by the way. You
Really?
can't go over 2 gigs in my file. It was over 2
my
gigs, so I
God.
jacked it off.
Whoa, that was pretty detailed though.
That was that
was just a photo on the
that was
browser.
Amazon.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. We can close that. Yeah, so close that too. That's up here. And
What's up?
okay, we got people in here. Sorry guys, I was just sharing. We got the. We're gonna pull the chat up over there.
Yep, just making
And,
sure everyone knows we're streaming.
Actually, I'm just gonna keep that open. So now I gotta switch to the other input. Where's your headphones? I'll plug you guys in so you can hear.
Right here, I might have to stretch.
Here, let me real quick tweet it out on our main Twitter here.
Here's one. Okay, let me bust out the controller here. Okay, so we're playing Twilight Princess HD today. Just came out today. This is going to be really interesting because the first version of this game that I played was the Wii version with the motion controls. That game was also mirrored, so that Link would be right-handed because the majority of people are right-handed, so they figured it'd be best for people, who are swinging the sword to be doing it with their right hand. So this game is actually now unmirrored back to its original GameCube display. And it's in HD, of course, so the graphics have been upgraded. And I think I'll start out by using the Wii U gamepad to see how that functionality works, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to eventually want to switch to the Wii U Pro controller. But we also have Amiibo, so we got
We got all the Zelda amiibo.
the Wolf Link Amiibo that came with the game, so that should unlock a dungeon at some point, I think. We have the Zelda Amiibo.
Was that just the comments there?
We have the Ganondorf Amiibo and the Link Amiibo, all these from Smash Brothers. So, we'll show you what those do, what effect that they have in the game.
When we find out.
When we decide to do that. A new quest log. And we'll take turns playing too, so we'll kind of pass this around a bit. And
Use the extra, like make it Link, but with one of those weird eyes. Like the slant accent eyes.
oh, one of these?
Yeah. That's hardcore. Because he's got to be named Link.
How do you go back?
B. There you go.
Should it be this one? This one's kind of like
That
exotic.
was runic. Yeah, do that.
I love how the default is always Link and it's all caps.
Oh yeah.
I always
That's
change it to
true. You
Link
can-
where only the
you
L's
could do
capitalized and then the
lowercase.
rest is
In
lowercase.
fact, let's do that. Let's do a lowercase, but with that same. Yeah.
We could name him Rinku.
Rinku. Hi, Rinku. Ohio.
What's huge?
Beasley.
Where are your headphones? Are they gonna reach far enough?
Where
They're,
do
they're
they need
down
to reach?
underneath. Let me get you plugged in.
This is about as long. Actually, this may not be long enough. Huh?
Well, I could pull this out.
Okay, that should be alright.
Can you hear?
Yeah, totes.
And then you might have to scoot up a bit or
stretchy.
something. Okay, everyone can see us, everyone can hear us, everything's in sync, right? The game volume and us should be all ready to go.
Am I covering you now? Or?
And Landon will keep us updated on
I
the
don't
chat
think
here,
so.
so
Sweet.
let's do it. Dude, should we play hero mode?
For our
What?
first.
Yeah,
Sure.
dude.
What?
Hero mode.
Should we play hero mode?
Oh, might as well.
Somebody
Might as
knocked
well.
on our door.
Because we're heroes.
It's the tax man coming
Oh
to
no, fish.
take all our money.
Who's knocking on the door right
Oh
now?
no, seriously. Don't they
Dude,
know
I
Twilight
kind of-
Princess HD?
I kind of
Let's check
want
it out.
to
I mean,
do
I'm
hero
interested.
mode.
They didn't
We're
have
do-
hero mode in the other ones.
We're
did they?
hardcore. They do.
You have to
In,
beat
at
the
least
game
in the
first,
last
right?
one. In Skyward Sword, they had it.
Oh, I meant in the last version of Twilight Princess.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
Nice. This game gets heavy right off the bat.
I know, dude. I love.
Do you
this
ever
first
feel
scene.
really depressed when it gets dark? Oh my gosh, first line of the game.
It's true, man.
I love this stuff. This is so cool. I love the mythology here.
It is so weird to me to see it reversed, though.
Yeah, see, I only
It's-
ever played the Wii version,
Yeah.
so...
Ah,
Who was
So-
that?
some soccer kids from Provo High, some kids, they're fundraising.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's not the tax
someone's
man.
daughter
Okay.
or like younger sister has cancer and
Oh, I gotcha.
I mean, I'm
So
sorry.
you told us we gave away our company and all of our videos.
huh?
We just gave everything away to him, right?
Oh yeah, I was like, here's the YouTube video.
Here's the
I
channel.
don't know. I can't do anything for you right now.
Well, cool. We are right next to Provo High, I guess.
You know what disappointed me about this game, even when it first came out, was that the water didn't look as good as Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fetch? Mario Sunshine's water looks perfect. How can
It makes
this
me
not?
wonder how much processing was dedicated. Oh, are you holding it?
I'm just holding it because otherwise it pulls.
Just what makes you wonder how much processing in Mario Sunshine was dedicated to just the water.
I know, seriously.
That kind of reminds me, the first game that I remember that had like good-ish looking water was Banjo-Kazooie. And it was as you swim, there were droplets of water would go up.
Oh, I know that was a crazy thing. It
probably
was like,
looks
oh my
terrible
gosh,
now.
it's like splashing.
I know, it's actually splashing.
Because there were games when water, the first
Yeah.
3D games, it was like you went in the water and it was
And it's just-
you're in water now.
Yeah, you're just in the
I
plane
think the
of water.
first
and-
Tomb Raider was kind of
Yeah.
like that
Mm.
on PlayStation.
Yeah.
You like dive in and you're just in the water now.
You know what though, for Mario Sunshine, I think that game deals with water a lot more than this game, so it probably was a higher priority on the rendering list.
Yeah,
and with
that's
this
true.
one, there's a
It
few
is.
rivers and some lakes, but for the most part, you're not really around it.
It was all about the coastal setting, the island setting.
Yeah, the island and that feel. That
All right.
horse is injured.
Kenny's asking if it was fundraising for Great American. I don't know. Who
No, I don't
was
think so.
behind it.
For
Well, I didn't talk to them, so I wouldn't know. But
We got Skullmaster BR saying please say hello back.
Hey!
Hello, Skullmaster.
Skullmaster BR.
you're about to get more.
I don't know why I'm
hello.
looking over there. I should be looking here because this is where he's going to see it.
That's where Skullmaster.
Skullmaster BR
Oh.
is a beast.
Toads.
Just playing Xenoblade.
This looks good, actually.
Chronicles.
I'm pretty impressed.
And water looks awful, but the game is so good.
Oh,
Xenoblade Chronicles X. Actually, I kind of liked the way the water looked in that game. I didn't think it looked too bad. It was the other things like textures on the landscape that bothered me in that one.
I'm liking the crispness here. This is looking really good. You can tell they did a lot of work on the textures, at least for this area.
Yeah.
Like that tree. Dang,
Lank.
that looks cool. Lank.
Yeah, his name's Lank now.
A little lank.
Sorry, it looked
That's
cool.
gonna be one of those little details that Shigeru Miyamoto will reveal on his deathbed. Be like, guess what?
His
The
name
real
it was
pronunciation's
Lank.
His name was Lank. the
Or
whole
we could
time.
do it like with Lord of the Rings, how Frodo's name's not actually Frodo, it's Froda. But J.R.R. Tolkien says he converted all to that sounds feminine to us,
yeah,
and so he
yeah.
converted all the hobbits like feminine names to sound more masculine. So technically, Frodo's name is something like Frodo.
Why didn't he change Mary? Mary is as feminine a name in English as he can get.
It all had to do with the
That's
masculine feminine system he developed. So it maybe didn't fall.
Oh, it's his own rules. I
yeah,
gotcha.
it's his own thing.
All right, so now we're controlling the game a little bit here.
Nice. Look at that ground, man. That's cool.
Camera control. I wonder if you can actually. No, it doesn't look like there are settings. It's a little slow for my taste, but I guess I'll get used to it. All right, I'll get Epona.
You can only interrupt the stream for Girl Scout cookies.
Sorry. So far, the game's 10 out of 10. Perfect.
10 out of 10, perfect game. Buy it today.
Buy it now. Nothing bad has happened yet. So 10 out of 10.
This is the most interesting pre-tunic outfit of any of the Zelda games. I think.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Very interesting.
It's also probably an outfit that would be difficult to wear in real life.
Yeah.
You'd be constantly
You
like,
gotta
"It's falling
strap
down.
it on.
Let's get the thing back on my shoulder."
We had a somewhat similar outfit for our Skyrim video that we had, where he had the skirt and like the sheep
yeah.
skin,
Yeah,
and it
dude.
was all
It's
strapped
constantly
on.
falling
It
down.
was constantly falling down.
Did not work yet.
Well, hi, Lank.
Ohio, Rinku.
See, and I always
this
said
girl loves
Epona,
horses.
but I've seen some people that would call her Epona.
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 Yeah, I've heard that one before.
I mean,
Which
it's
in
technically
Japanese is probably
Japanese,
Epona.
but
But I don't give a crap.
we don't need to say it the way they
Grew
say
up
it
in
all the
Ocarina
time.
of Time calling what's Navi Navy. We always called her Navy.
Yeah, but if you really want to go full Japanese, it would be Nabi, right, with a B.
Yeah, but that was
Navi.
always short for navigation.
Right, navigation, which is navigation.
Which is them trying to say navigation.
Yeah.
So Navi.
Navi, which sounds bad.
Yeah, Navi sounds weird.
Navi sounds weird.
That's what they always call it in Japan. They always call their guidance GPS in their cars.
Yeah.
They call it the Navi.
Nabi.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Navi's name in
That's a
Japanese
little hard to
makes
get used
more
to.
sense just inherently to
Yeah.
Japanese people.
The
To
horse
Americans,
controls
it just
are,
sounds like a weird name.
Yeah, it was like, what?
Horse controls are not super good so far. Here we
Really?
go.
I remember them being a little touchy here.
Okay.
Better,
I
however,
think
than
I'm getting used to it.
the other games.
Getting used to it now. Oops.
All right, Herky Durkey saying I pre-ordered this game, but it's not coming until Tuesday. Frowning.
Oh, shoot.
Whoa, seriously?
We pre-ordered
Why?
it and it came today.
Did you get the free shipping? Because we
It
got the
might be,
2-day
'cause
shipping.
They won't start
Yeah.
to ship until. That's right. Totally unrelated, but what do you guys think of the Hobbit trilogy?
Hobbit trilogy. I hate it.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Not very happy with it. The
Yeah,
first movie is
it's tough
the
to
best by far of the three.
I was pretty
The third
happy with the
movie
first film.
is
The
worst
first movie
by
had
far.
2 good scenes. The other movies only had 1 good scene. So it's just like, yeah, the first movie is twice as good, but
Okay, this is going to be
tough.
backwards. It's this way, right? No.
Oh my
that's how-
gosh,
that's
you're
how
right.
That's how you leave.
this
the
is so
place.
backwards. Holy cow.
This is no wait. Wait, what the fetch? Is this actually backwards?
No, this is the Wii. This looks like the way I played it.
I'm expecting.
is the-
I think you're right.
He's a right-hander in this game. I thought he's going to be lefty.
I think you're right. I think this is actually normal.
No, it's because you chose the
With the
hero
Wii.
mode. It's
Oh, that's why.
I would actually.
That's why.
Might want to go back because what'll actually be hero mode for us is going to be non-mirror.
It might be
Based on
easier on
GameCube.
here,
It might-
except
yeah.
for the fact that you take more damage.
Oh, well. These
That's
animals.
funny.
I like the design of these animals here. It's pretty cool.
Herky
That's
Durkey's
right.
saying that his sister's named Navi.
Navi or Navi?
Yeah, how's it
Or
pronounced? Can you
Navi
type that
or
out?
Navy? You use accents.
I think Kenny's saying he really wish he hadn't played this on the Wii first because he didn't like the motion controls.
Oh, really?
The
I
motion
didn't have a problem with
controls-
motion controls in this
Yeah,
game.
I didn't either.
Except for the mini game motion controls. Those
I thought they
hard.
were fine. I
Yeah.
didn't have a problem with them.
Especially
Well-
since it came out with the Wii launched, and it was like motion controls were just the coolest thing at that time.
Color looks a lot better. I feel like the Wii version was blander.
That's probably
You know,
true.
I'm
It probably
seeing
is
that,
more
yeah.
colorful. Probably not a whole lot more because the game is supposed to look desaturated.
It was
but-
made.
Yeah.
It came out in that era when everyone was making desaturated games. It's sort of
Yep.
a weird thing to look
Yep.
back on and
2000,
identify as a
2006, kind of.
Because at this point, you know, it's hard to identify what phase we're in right now, but it's like looking back at the
Jeez,
70s and
come
seeing
on.
afros, or
Yeah.
in the 80s and seeing mullets. And you can look back at this era of gaming like, yep,
Jeez, it's
everyone
really
made
hard to
everything a
turn.
weird shade of brown.
It's really hard to turn for some reason. I don't know. I'm struggling with that. Maybe I should go a little faster. But
Yeah.
HD
remember.
Baird saying, no, all I can say is check out the extended. I think about The Hobbit and in 3D. Then
Oh.
again, that's a lot to do for some films you hate. So we
I
did see
didn't-
the first film in 3D
No.
at high frame rate. We did.
Oh, yeah.
I think go the other
And
direction.
it was really
I remember I saw
weird.
two in
By
high
the
frame
end of the
rate.
movie, I felt like more used to it. But in the beginning, it was really really trippy. Like I thought
Yeah.
for what they were doing for HFR, they picked a really bad opening shot. Where it
Oh
was
my
hiding the
gosh.
match.
The pure CG and the...
Well,
oh, with
even-
the
even
Frodo.
the- even the,
I see
um,
what you're saying, not the prologue.
Even like I
but-
remember the
okay.
movie titles. I'm feeling
Yeah.
like disoriented by the way they did those in high frame rate.
yeah.
Yeah. That's true. When
Little
Bilbo lights the
sprayed.
match and he's talking, it looks pretty low production. Like, it looks pretty bad.
Skullmaster's eating pizza.
Sick.
Jealous that he's
What kind of pizza is it? What toppings?
Yeah, it could be anchovy pizza, in which
Oh,
case
no,
you
it's-
don't want it.
We aren't jealous anymore. In case anybody missed it, we're playing Hero Mode
Yeah.
on the Wii U.
Yeah, which means if you
Which
played the
means
Wii version, it's
seems-
identical.
Yeah.
Except that
Maybe they changed
except
some
that
other
you'll
things,
take
right?
more damage.
So now
There you
you
go. So
already
it
can
is
take
still
more damage.
harder
Now what if
in
you
other
use
ways.
Ganondorf? You're gonna take more damage.
That's a good question.
Ooh, Hero Mode plus Ganondorf.
We'll find out. I didn't want to talk to you. I was trying to go that way and spur my horse.
Herky Durky's writing Navi. Nahve is.
That's much
sister's
better.
name,
Navi.
Much
Cool.
better than Navi. That's bullfetch.
Also, Herky Durky hated the motion controls. That's why I only played this on the GameCube. Well, I played this
Cool.
on the Wii, so
I
I can't
didn't hate
say
it.
what this game's like without motion controls. Because
I'd say I actually didn't even really hate the motion controls for Skyward Sword
I loved
either.
Skyward Sword.
Yeah, I liked it, and so we're kind of motion control people here. Sorry.
Christopher here is saying the motion controls made it hard for me to kick back and play. I always felt like I had to be
Oh,
sitting
it's
up,
true.
especially for low. That's
But
so
I
true.
didn't want to kick back and play.
Well,
I wanted to like be into it. I wanted to
Yeah.
be Link, you know.
Whenever I play Splatoon, I actually run into the same problem where I'm like, I just want to like just relax and chill.
You
And I'm
can't.
just gonna play Splatoon. And I was
Because
like,
you need
"Nah,
to
I
hold
can't
it
do
a
this.
certain
I gotta
way."
like be like leaning forward and like have my hands free.
Yeah, I got you. That's true. It kind of depends on what you're doing. But when it comes to Zelda, I felt the swinging was a little more immersive.
John Cena.
Oh yeah.
Did someone say John Cena, or is John Cena actually here?
Skullmaster said John Cena.
Very
You want to
nice.
save? Sure, I guess.
How long will we be streaming for today?
That's a
good
couple
question.
hour.
Hour 2, hour 3
Save your game. Just press down on the
Oh
D-pad
wow.
in the bottom left corner. Oh, so you can save anywhere. It looks like just by pressing down on the D-pad.
Sick.
I'll try that out real quick. See how that works. Could probably turn this up a bit since we're listening with one ear.
Can't wait for the NX to come out, and then the first game they'll do, it'll be a remastered Skyward Sword, and then
I
they'll
know.
do remastered Link to the Past before they come out with
How will they
NX.
do that with Skyward Sword though? Especially if the new NX isn't gonna have motion controls. Like, how would you? I guess they would just adapt it to a regular controller. That might make a lot of people happy.
Still be, you might still be able to use Wii controllers with it.
Nintendo will keep
I
the Wii
wonder if
controller
they will do that.
forever.
Yeah, this Herky Durky's saying, sorry, I don't want to butcher your name. Herky
Yeah.
Durky.
Your parental given name.
The only
Herky
name I
Durky.
like, or the only game I like motion controls on is Splatoon. And I totally agree.
Okay, me too. I tried to
there's-
play without. It's hard.
Yeah, and actually, there's a lot of one of the reasons why the game has been so successful as a shooter is because most people who are used to playing shooters on PC and get really competitive with it are saying that Splatoon's motion controls are the next closest thing. Basically, there's no aim assist in Splatoon because of the motion controls.
Yeah,
where
that's cool.
if you're using the regular controller for like Call of Duty or something on an Xbox or PlayStation, there's aim assist.
Yeah, that's
PC
true.
versions of those games don't have aim assist, and Splatoon doesn't have any kind of aim assist either because it's
'Cause you
because
just
of the
use
motion
this,
controls.
right?
Yeah, you just kind of like
It's
tilt
cool.
it.
And you can still turn using the
It
stick
took so
and
much
stuff,
getting
but-
used to. It was really frustrating for me at first
Yeah.
because I wanted to do the dual stick kind of input, but
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here. I haven't been.
Just talk to everyone. No.
yeah,
Fishing
Christopher
rod.
has same problem with Splatoon, but it's more tense, so he doesn't mind it. That's true. I guess it's like short competitive bursts.
That's
with
true, it's like
Splatoon.
3 minutes.
They like called me out here, and then they don't even want to talk to me.
Oh, you gotta hit that. Oh wait, you don't have a sword.
I don't
yet.
have a sword yet.
Hmm.
He said something about a fishing rod here.
Yeah, he said something about the river. So go ask her about a fishing rod.
So, Kenny, no, the stream has not been moved to 3 p.m. permanently. It was only moved to 3 p.m. today because
We were waiting for this game.
We're getting the game in the mail. And we weren't sure exactly when we'd have it. We wanted to pick a time when we knew we would have the game.
Yeah.
But otherwise, this stream is going to be 11
nice.
a.m.
Oh,
every Friday.
Dude, you just,
And that's
I'm
11
trying
a.m.
to talk to
Mountain
you.
time, so
Can I not talk to you?
10 a.m.
This
Pacific,
is his
I
mom,
guess.
right?
well, she's like tired as fetch.
Nintendo should
Fishing rod is
remaster
calling
Skyward
me.
Sword in VR. There you go.
Cheer me out first, all right?
I feel like this is added.
Yeah, this seems a little.
don't
Oh no,
remember
because you do
No.
have to get the cradle. I remember this because
No.
the monkey took it, right?
Freaking monkeys, dude. Am I right?
Oh, so the monkey
Dokomade.
is over here. I do remember this now. So we go. He's gonna try and tell me talk to him. To introduce Z targeting. Fetching. I know.
Skullmaster saying how much they like Persona.
Oh, sweet.
Everyone's
Cool, good to
telling
hear.
me. Everyone's telling me. I gotta play Persona, and I will get there. I will get there.
Steve Hernandez joining us was playing earlier today. Man, so much fun. It's true.
Yeah.
Zelda games are fun.
Which game is he playing?
Yeah,
He's
this
playing
game.
This game.
Oh,
Did you play hero mode? That's the question.
Caleb Griggs saying already spent 6 hours on this. Such a great game.
Oh dang, dude.
oh, that's right. It's blocked off. The monkey's over there. I gotta use the hawk.
That's right. Sweet.
I also love that you can already see the Triforce on your hand in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you guys know what's up.
It's just a weird mark, I guess.
Yeah. How would no one from this world not know what that is already? Oh, I think I could have used gyroscope there.
Oh, cool.
I wonder if that's how they'll
Probably
do
like
all the
Wind
aiming.
Waker,
Yeah.
That's
where
cool.
Wind Waker
I like
HD
that.
had that.
Fetch yes. Don't fetching fall in the water.
Steve saying, no, he did not play Hero Mode. Kenny couldn't get into Persona, but he played it on the PSP.
Oh, is that Kenny McLean?
Mm-hmm.
What's up, dude? Glad you could join us.
To protect your identity, we can just call you Poogie Bear.
Somebody come in just now?
Yeah.
It's gonna get real hot in here. We'll have to sacrifice our comfort. Wait.
Dude,
I didn't listen to anything
Can't she?
you just
She
said.
says, "Hey, carry my cradle to my house for
Oh,
me."
so I just
She's gonna have you
Oh,
work.
okay.
This is what Landon was
we're gonna
talking
see
about.
if my walking speed
Nope,
is faster
nope.
than hers.
Nope, it's faster.
Can you go the same speed as her?
Nope, you have to stop and wait. This pregnant girl.
This is the reason
Walking
why
too
Witcher
slow.
3 deserved Game of the Year.
Okay. Oh, this game from a 10 out of 10 to a 0 out of 10.
Yeah, so far now, yeah, this just took it back pretty
This is
far.
not a good game.
So it's
anymore.
not a perfect 10 out of 10. They didn't get the free half point.
Alrighty, Persona 4 Golden should be your go-to Persona.
Everyone's telling me that too. That's PS Vita though, right? I can't play it because I don't have a PS Vita.
And then we got Katorigas.
Suriga or whatever. Katurigas. I just call him that.
Katorigas. Say hello, guys. How are you people?
We're doing good. Thanks for joining the stream. I haven't seen you in a while actually, so welcome back.
Good to see you.
He's alive.
All right, I got the fishing rod. Now I gotta go find that cat.
Kenny Brown asking, will we do a Skyward Sword live stream?
Maybe.
Maybe eventually.
Maybe
If
so.
not-
If the people demand it.
If the people demand it.
Baby's distracted by Toy Story 3 currently. Haha, not sure how long he'll be able to stay on.
Dude, Toy Story 3 is one of the
Everyone
greatest
gets
movies
distracted
Oh, the cat
ever
runs
made.
away.
It
Look
is
at the
way too
definition on
good.
that cat.
Hold on, I gotta. Oh wait, I can manage the items from here probably. Okay, so I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
manage my items. I'm gonna drag this over to the Y button and go back to the mini map. See that?
All
Didn't
right,
have to go through
Elwin's
the menu.
asking who's hotter, Zelda or Midna. And I
Okay.
assume you mean like spoiler alert, Midna.
I don't know how to
I was
use
gonna
this.
say, if you're like have some weird taste, then maybe Midna, but
If you don't mean spoiler alert, Midna, then
How do I? Oh, fish is on. Okay, now
Zelda,
what do
I
do?
guess.
I have no idea how to control this without motion controls.
Now, here's the
I
question.
caught a fish though, so sweet.
Good work. Cat will love you.
The cat will get it and run with it.
Whoa, those some big
screw
eyes.
you,
Link.
cat.
Hey, dude. Well, it has like little baby cats, right? Little kittens.
Christopher, sweet fishing rod for baby rescue.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to use it. I want to put it
Rescue
away.
babies more often.
Okay, so now that the cat took the fish over there, I think we can get a wooden
yeah, I've been in-
sword or something.
So Katurgis has been involved in a few social projects, keeping him busy, I guess.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
What exactly have you been up to? You'll hear that in like 45 seconds from now.
Ido Neumann saying, Midna was the first companion I loved. Oh, and hi. What's up?
What up?
Well, how's it going? What's up?
Midna is actually really good companion.
Yeah, Midna's cool.
They took where in the previous games, I don't know, like the
Sweet.
King of Red Lions and Wind
Oh,
Waker
I
is-
liked, yeah.
is an okay companion,
I liked him, but he's just not around all the time.
just not with you all the
Right.
time.
I think
sure.
I think he's my favorite character. Well, Midna's really good too, but
Midna's cool.
Midna's more useful as a partner than the
Yeah.
King of Red Lions
Uh-huh.
is.
King of the Lions is sweet, and he's like some old sagely dude who got turned into a bow, so that's super cool. But yeah, he's just not around all the time.
Midna is Midna, I think, is a really well written like companion
What did
character.
she say?
It's just a lot-
Yeah.
really funny and
It's a
Yeah.
day off. What does he
also
say?
you don't
Why
know
not
if
a
she's
day
good or
off?
bad.
It's true. She could totally be.
It's like
evil.
really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, you're. Oh, the slingshot from the shop. That's what they want. I guess I have to buy that.
That's how this game works. It makes you like get all these things for these little kids. It's like get all these delinquent things.
All right,
Totally
yeah,
mess.
let's see what we got here. We got some more comments. Katriga's saying, I'm currently project manager and we're trying to build a zip line in order to bring fruit from farmers that live in a large mountain in Rio. Holy crap.
Whoa.
That's the
Sick.
coolest thing I've ever
That's
heard.
cool,
Dude,
man.
you're a beast.
Dude,
You're
that's
a
awesome.
complete beast.
Jojo Rama, good night, gentlemen. Good night. Does that mean you're leaving?
Are you leaving, or are you?
Or are you
are you
like
greeting us at
is that a
nighttime
greeting?
from where you are?
Yes.
It's 30
This
rupees.
is important.
Boogie Bear?
You
What
have to cut some
HD
grass.
capture do we use? He's been looking for to find one so he can stream again.
Okay, for console games, I see. I don't know if you can see here. Elgato is what it's called. ELGATO. Elgato. It comes with software that works really well. I've used it. I used to use an HD PVR. I had so many problems with that. Elgato has been a perfect experience for me. I totally recommend using that for streaming console games. So now I gotta find rupees.
Elgato. Okay, Adam is asking.
Those
I was
pumpkins,
watching.
dude. Throw those pumpkins.
Adam's asking. I was watching your Q&A video, and I couldn't help but notice your love for Lord of the Rings. Have you ever played Lord of the Rings: The Third Age RPG? If so, what did you think?
Ooh,
I
I
haven't.
was so
I haven't.
into that. I was so into it, and that's the one that got, I believe it got delayed a lot. And I was so gonna play it when it first came out, and I didn't. I like hyped myself out. I was into all the forums and everything too, but
Yeah, I remember being really like excited for that, but like that one got delayed a bit, and then all of the marketing began for the action.
yeah,
Don't waste food.
the North one,
North
War of the North,
something.
Rangers of the North.
No, the
Oh, the one before that.
the one that was released by EA that was based on the movies. It was like the movie versions where they had like the live action cutscenes. Remember, we played it all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
those.
Oh, I thought the Third Age came out
So,
after that.
It did. So, but it was announced, I think.
Oh, okay.
Those
if I'm thinking
were
of the
fun.
same game,
I think
then-
you're talking about Middle Earth Online, which I was also.
I
way
played
into.
Middle Earth Online.
Okay, yeah, okay, never mind then.
Wasn't there a game, a Lord of the Rings game, back on the PS2 and the GameCube that wasn't those?
There wasn't
The
one of those
the ones that we played.
Jeez.
That I think it was I think it was just Fellowship of the Ring. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. So it must not be the one he's talking about.
Third Age looks cool. We just never really played it. But
Okay,
we're way into that stuff.
Ninja Blabe
Bleeb.
asking us if we've seen Deadpool.
Not
No,
yet.
I have not seen Deadpool.
I might not watch it actually.
I gotta say, I just like it. The movie's not for me.
I might see it once it's like out on
Like Redbox.
Netflix or something.
Netflix.
Even beyond Redbox, just because like
Yeah.
it would be interesting to see. But like I don't go and see movies in the theater that often. When I do, it's like a bigger.
A big
Like a movie
something
I've been looking forward to for a long time.
Yeah.
And I
Which,
honestly, personally, I haven't followed Deadpool really, and so I wasn't like hyped up for it. That's not to say I don't think that it would be an awesome movie, but I don't
it's
go see
probably good.
movies
I've
in
heard
the
it's
theater that
good.
often.
Yeah.
But although I will say I have looked into the visual effects behind the scenes breakdowns.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and the
They did
workflows
some
that
cool
different
stuff-
companies
cool stuff.
were involved in. Since that's what we're into.
Yeah. Probably also, since you might ask, we're not exactly planning on watching the new Batman vs Superman either. So
Nope.
it's just I don't know, not as into that stuff. I was into the superhero like movie stuff back
In
10
high
years
school.
ago when it first started, or back in high school with Spider-Man and things, but not so much anymore. Kind of superheroed out.
Yeah, I just think the fatigue for me has set in. I just they all feel the same to me, which is funny because Deadpool's supposed to be totally different,
Right.
a totally different approach.
Yeah.
Which but I don't know. It's just like that character doesn't really. I'm not drawn to that character in any way.
Well, and
Yeah,
it's
me
in
neither.
a lot of ways it's more of a comedy,
Yeah.
and I think you tend to like movies that are more.
Not comedy.
that aren't that take themselves more seriously.
Yeah,
They're
Deadpool
more
absolutely
dramatic.
does not take itself seriously at all. Okay, so Katoga is saying that the farmers take about 6 hours to bring their crops from their farms. Talking about that zip line, I think.
Oh. And that's
Steve
gonna help.
Hernandez, which Zelda game do each of you personally enjoy the most?
My favorite is
To enjoy
it,
the
it goes
most.
back and forth between Majora's Mask and Wind Waker. Like
Yeah.
those kind of switch places for me all the time.
I think Wind Waker's the one I enjoy the most. It's not completely my favorite,
I can
favorite,
aim with this.
but it's one I enjoy the most.
My favorite is Majora's Mask every time.
Hmm.
Just because I love the Alice in Wonderland feel that the game has. And really that game is only my favorite because I've played Ocarina of Time. Like if you were to just play Majora's Mask and not play Ocarina of Time, I don't think you'd get the same feel from that game.
That's true. It's
So
true.
it's kinda
Because you don't
weird.
get how weird everything is until
Exactly.
you
Oh, was
know.
I supposed to shoot them all?
But it's
The
like people you know
characters.
well, and then you see them in like just a really odd setting, and,
Yeah.
and their character personalities are switched sometimes. So
Dude, look at these
herky
motion
jerky,
controls,
I thought
man.
that the delivery
Yeah, it's
guy was
pretty-
at my door,
pretty
but
good.
it was just some guy
Oh, I gotta
getting
shoot
one of
those
those
too.
election thingies. Gotta love election years.
Yeah.
Elwin,
Special
spoiler
years.
Midna is hotter, but imagine that hand.
Oh my god.
You're funny.
Anyways.
Herky Durky, I'm not sure what they're called. Oh, those election thingies, those flyers. HD Baird, would your Zelda film resemble this game or be closer to the Wind Waker Skyward Sword?
What are we willing to talk about
Jeez.
It's
with
tough.
our Zelda story?
It's tough. We've held that pretty close.
We're trying to
let's
keep
hold
that
off
close
on
to
the
the
story,
chest
but-
because we have a really good
Yeah.
idea for a Zelda movie.
Let's just say, as far as like the look, it would look maybe ish like this because it's the most realistic. But
it's probably the
you know.
look would probably resemble this game
yeah,
most.
Of any existing, yeah.
of any existing, it really probably won't actually look that much like this.
What we're going for is more of a Hobbit vibe. Hobbit, the third Hobbit movie is what it would be. Specifically, the river sequence when they're in their barrels. The whole movie's going to be on that.
You know that is the best part,
Yeah.
obviously, right?
Wait,
Well, actually,
what
that's the
did I
second one.
show?
If anybody likes that movie, that's totally cool.
It's cool. Totally
What did
fine if you like.
Dad, Colin's dad.
It was tough for
We
us.
just felt let down by it, so we
Yeah.
we rip on it quite a bit. But okay. JoJo's telling us that good evening was announcing his arrival.
Oh,
or her
yeah,
arrival.
sweet,
I'm not sure.
good.
There's a guy from the
So,
picture I'm
what
seeing.
part of the world are you
Welcome.
from? If it's night where you are, because
Yeah,
here it's
guys.
still the middle of the day.
Yeah, report in. Tell
Yeah.
us where you guys are watching
It's
us
like
from.
3:30 here.
Okay. Katuga's asking if have any of you played the recent Fire Emblem games? What do you think of them?
Oh.
Or the most recent release? I assume you're asking about. No, none of us have yet.
Nope.
I think Mike's holding off on buying them until he can basically buy them all at once.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to move the thing back on my ear. What did I?
The
not
new
bu-
Fire Emblem game. Just asking
Oh.
if we played it yet.
I have not played it yet. I really want to, but I think I'm gonna buy an SD card, a bigger SD card, for my 3DS and download them all onto that. That's what I'm thinking I'm gonna do when the time
Oh,
is right.
she thinks that was her telling us that we're sweet but timid.
Okay,
Because she's
so
like, hey, my
we've
kids gonna be
gotten
like
some
you.
characterization
Real sweet but
for
timid.
Link through
There you go.
someone else, which
So
is what you're
So
talking about.
Caleb, yes, we are playing.
So now you know
Hero
how to
mode,
act. You have
So
to
that
be
is
timid.
that is why it's flipped. It's basically the Wii version look right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Colin's
JoJo just
dad
finished
go?
playing Fire Emblem Fates
Wow, that
Birthright.
wood
Pretty
texture looks really
underwhelming.
nice.
Yeah.
Let us know why. Steve Fernandez, yeah, it's got to be hero mode. Definitely hero mode. We got Parkour Josh C. Have any of you guys played Resident Evil 4? Heck yes.
Oh my goodness, I've played Resident Evil 4
my
so many
gosh.
times. I can't even tell you how many times I beat that game.
That game's
I've beaten
so
that
good.
game on professional mode. It like 100% basically at least 3
I
times.
think yeah, that game.
almost
that game's
almost
pretty hard
every time
professional.
I get an extended period of time to hang out with Parker, we beat that game. It's almost like
Yeah.
something we do every time.
All right, I'm
Where
gonna
did
try.
he go?
I'm gonna try and catch us up to the comments here. Steve saying Birthright was underwhelming. I've yet to play a Fire Emblem game, but was the story or gameplay? So he's more talking about talking to someone else in the chat about it. The livestream.net, what's up? Hey, I meant to set my alarm for this. Oops. That's all right. You freaking made it.
Where did Colin's dad go? He was up here when I talked to him earlier, and he went this way. And he's supposed to have a sword, which I can.
Is he with the cattle maybe or the whatever you call them?
Let me go check.
Let's see. Christopher saying the only movie even
you
kind of
talking
on his radar is Ghost in the Shell live action. That
Huh.
I would be stoked to see.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
That would be really sweet.
Ghost in the Shell's pretty cool.
I heard it was supposed to be like Scarlett Johansson or something playing the main
yeah.
character.
Yeah,
which is
that
sort of a
was
weird
that's what they were
casting
talking about
choice,
back
but-
a while ago.
Interesting.
Okay, Toby Peralta. I might buy
Get ready
buy
to
Fire
run.
Emblem, but not right now. So I'm not too happy about the padding being removed. Yeah, I know that there's a lot of people upset about content being taken out of the game.
Get
I
underwater,
suppose you
dude.
could buy a Japanese 3DS, buy the Japanese version of the game, install a fan
Sweet.
translation.
You good?
Problem solved. I just read Mallow's voice as a 50-year-old chain smoker truck driver. That's funny.
This guy looks great.
I love the characters in Zelda, the NPCs. They
The
all
way they
have,
look.
Yeah, their
Yeah.
faces and everything. They have so much characterization just in their art design.
Yeah.
I love that about the series because there's no voice acting in it, so they rely on in other ways
That's
to kind
true.
of like tell you who the character is. I love the design of the characters, especially
Yeah.
in this
Yeah,
game.
there's a
I
lot
think
of
this
that.
game has my favorite art design of any of them in the series.
It's
Yeah,
funny
I
because they
agree.
went more realistic with the textures and a lot of that,
Yeah,
but with
but people
the character
still-
design, it's
this guy-
exaggerated, like
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
heavily exaggerated. Okay, so Kenny's heading out. He's got to go. Toddler on the move. So thanks for
right.
joining us, dude. We'll see you.
Peace,
See
man.
ya.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, yes, the Third Age was on PS2 and GameCube, turn-based
You got this, you
RPG.
got
Battle
this.
system was very similar to that of Final Fantasy X.
Throw him.
Fetching first try did it.
First time I played this game, I had no idea what to do. And that thing just like messed me up.
Milk Butcher, hi guys. What's up, Milk Butcher?
Milk
Yo.
Butcher, what's up, dude?
Sorry, dude, we're way lagging on the comments. I'm trying to catch up here. Caturias, I
Look how
just finished
dejected
every
he
Zelda
is.
game
I know, poor guy.
in order to review them. And my top 3: Majora's Mask, Wind Waker HD, and A Link Between Worlds. Dude, I want to play A Link Between Worlds really bad.
Me too.
It's pretty good. I haven't. That's kind of a funny thing about me. Like a lot of people love A Link to the Past, like it's their favorite Zelda game. For you guys, it's that way. I've
Yeah, that's my
never,
first one.
I
I
have
like it a
never
lot.
really been able. I've never been like totally grabbed by a 2D Zelda game before.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's just like they don't do it for me like the 3D ones do.
They're not as deep, that's for sure.
So I haven't gotten that far into A Link Between Worlds, but it is a great game. It is really good. If you liked A Link to the Past, you would love that game.
Okay, Herky Durky, what are each of our favorite Final Fantasy games? I really like Final Fantasy 9. I'd say that's the favorite one that I've played. I have not played every single one personally.
I usually go 6, 9, and 7, but lately, I don't know, I've been wanting to play 7 more.
Final Fantasy 9 is the one I think is probably the best. Like because it comes closest to the ideal, I think, of what that game was originally meant to be by the creator. I think it's just like got the greatest balance of all the best parts of the games that came before it.
Yeah.
Where am I right now?
I agree.
All right,
but Final Fantasy 7 was my first, and I love it.
So sponsor just completed Witcher 3. Praise the Lord.
Nice.
That
work.
game is so
Good
good.
work.
Okay, I'm supposed to get a sword from Colin's dad, I swear. So
Maybe he's indoors somewhere. I don't know. It's been a while. This game came out, what, like 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So it's like 7 p.m. In Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Oh, wait,
sponsors
really?
in Denmark.
Dude, we were talking
watching
about that.
basically
That's
at
kinda
midnight. Caleb is it's 4:37 in Arkansas. HD Baird saying that the extended 5 armies would melt your brain or put you to sleep. Speaking of which, good night, gents. Enjoy the game. Thanks for joining us, dude.
Thanks,
It's
good
probably
night.
way too late.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
See ya.
Livestream.net is
I
in
don't know
Belfast,
what-
Northern Ireland.
Oh, sweet.
Milk Butcher in the
Cool, man.
Netherlands.
Milk
We got
Butcher.
Demo
Love it.
in Greece. It's like almost 1 in the morning in Greece. Dude, you guys are awesome. I hope this is a good time for us to be streaming. I imagine the 11
Yeah.
a.m. time
We'll be
works better
streaming
for you
earlier
guys.
usually.
Okay.
But
I go up and talk to these kids.
today we had to wait for the game to come in the mail. That's why it's so late.
Elwin here, kind of just what you were talking about, Mike. He said, "Do you think Link to the Past is overrated? I think dungeons are bland and frustrating, and ladder games are better."
What did
Oh,
Colin's
you
dad bring?
gotta think of the time period when you're talking about Link to the Past.
Yeah.
You can't compare it to these games now and say, oh, it's not as good, because that game was the coolest game for the SNES up until we played like Mario RPG and stuff like that. But that game was freaking cool. But I agree, like it's not what Zelda is now. But for what it was at the time, that was where it was at.
Also, remember
Somebody
that
help me out. Where the freak did Colin's dad go? I'm supposed to go find him and bring something back to the kids up there and progress with this fetching plot. But I don't know where he went. He's not at his own house. He's not by the river. Where
Maybe
he
he's
usually is.
out by where Epona was, at the waterfall.
Like up in the... Because I thought he was coming
Yeah.
this way, but
He
maybe he went
was.
out that way.
But I think he's like getting ready to go into town or something, right? Or go into Hyrule. He might be out.
I'm never able to concentrate when I'm freaking live streaming. It's like
Yeah.
impossible for me. Even though I'm
So-
not even looking at the comments. I'm not even doing that. I'm supposed to be concentrating on this. I still can't do it.
Regular is asking how long you've been going for. Not actually that long. I don't know,
Yeah,
half an
like
hour or something.
45 minutes. Maybe?
Christopher, Zelda games do a great job making the NPCs unique after the 2D era. It's true. I mean,
Yeah.
they're definitely saving memory on those earlier games.
Yeah, Zelda does a better job than basically any game of making unique characters.
Brandon Quan, hello.
It's
What's
locked.
up, Brandon?
Yo.
Moment.
Herky Durky couldn't get
Yeah,
into
he
Majora's
wasn't
Mask
there,
for
huh?
some reason.
Majora's Mask is definitely the most unique, I think, atmospherically, if that's a word, in the series.
Yeah.
It's a little weird. I remember when that was first announced, and I was actually talking to you guys about it at your house because you were telling me about it, and you showed that moon with the face.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking like, that's stupid. Like, I don't like that.
That's like Teletubbies with like the sun with the face.
that looks
it
really
giggles.
dumb. But it ended up being my favorite. So
Okay. Katoria is saying you have to get the sword in your house inside a chest.
inside the house.
Oh, in your house. Oh.
Here, I'm going to catch up on the comments really fast. Sorry it took so long to answer. Jojo's from Brazil. Christopher, FF Tactics had me reading those story logs so much lore behind that game, which made me love Ivalice
Cool.
so much. I feel like Final Fantasy 12 didn't get too much of a fair shake.
Fair
Agree
enough.
with that.
Jojo Rama, where are you from? Well, Katarina's asking because they're both from Brazil. I think Milk Butcher. I never grew up with Nintendo, but have been interested in getting into the Zelda games. Which one is the best to start with, in your guys' opinion?
The best Zelda to start with. Is that what he's asking?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you could play a remastered Ocarina
Maybe
of Time.
this one.
The
Or
3DS Ocarina of Time
3DS
is really
Ocarina of
good.
Time. I would just say Ocarina of Time straight up, but I played that game
okay.
again recently, and it's awesome and it looks super good, but it's difficult. It just doesn't look like this, you know.
Here's the thing about Ocarina of Time, and the reason why I would say play that one first, especially if you can play the 3DS version, because it does look better.
Yeah.
Almost, its mark on how all of these games are designed is, since then, is like so apparent. Like, it revolutionized the way
Like Z targeting wasn't a thing.
action games work in 3D. Like targeting stuff, like you see that in all kinds of games, like Dark Souls. Like everything has a targeting system where you lock on and you fight the guy. That was pioneered by Ocarina of Time, and Ocarina of Time did so many things like that for 3D adventure games that it's got to be considered the greatest game of all time, almost just for the mark of its legacy there. And you will see that influence in every Zelda game afterwards. And they've had a really hard time breaking away from that to create something that feels newer and more innovative since. Because it was so good.
Plus, if you hold Z and you push backwards and A, he does a backflip.
Yeah, I'll show that off here in a second.
Yeah, so 3DS Ocarina of Time, if you've got it. Otherwise, I mean, it's not bad to play the original version, but like on eShop or something.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Just be aware that visually it's not going to be as impactful as it was at the time.
Exactly.
Okay. All these people saying the sword was in your house, which we've got now.
We got it now.
Have you guys had time to try Fallout 4 yet?
Fallout
It feels
4.
so good. None of us have played Fallout
No.
4 yet.
No.
Yeah, I last Fallout I played seriously was Fallout 3. I tried playing New Vegas and I got stuck in a hill on a cliff. And I was like,
that's
okay.
pretty much indicative of the Fallout experience.
That does work right there.
Oh, what did you say to do?
I didn't see.
Dang it. I see, that's what happens.
No, that's not right.
It's a spin.
Oh,
He wants to spin. I'm trying to do the hard one. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Without targeting.
This guy, I often recommend
Gotta
DPG
show that
in
jump
live
attack.
streams and chats. Their FF6 review was hype.
Who was FF6 review?
DPG.
Oh, Peanut Butter
Dark
Gamer?
Pixel Games.
Oh, Dark
DPG.
Pixel Game.
Oh!
Thanks.
That's us!
I was gonna say, who else did a dope FF6 review?
Thank you,
That
man.
was this guy.
And that's from JoJo, by the way.
Cool.
He's a beast. You're a complete beast.
Yeah, you're a beast.
Ronald. Oh, we got Mitch joining us. What's up, Mitch? How's it going?
Yo.
How's it going?
How's it going, man?
Ronald, first time I
Oh, snap.
ever played this, it took me like 4 hours to get out of here.
That's my biggest criticism of this game. I love the art design. I love the story even. In a lot of ways, it's my favorite Zelda game. The only reason it doesn't make it into my top 3 is because it is so slowly paced at the beginning of the game. It takes forever to get anywhere. And you play as a wolf for a really long time too. I just felt like it really dragged at the beginning. But the more you get into the game, the better it gets.
Yeah,
I
for
feel.
sure.
So Corsair's upset that I guess he had to buy Mario, Super Mario World 3 times over. Now buying it again on the video. That's right, because they announced the Virtual Console Super Nintendo for 3DS. So
That's right. That was just like
the
yesterday.
perfect pixel mode.
That's pretty cool. I still wish they would take advantage really of the eShop for Virtual Console games.
Yeah.
There's just it
So much
boggles
potential
my
and so
mind how
few.
few games are on there. It's stupid.
Yeah. Okay, Katorigas, have you guys played the Breath of Fire series?
He played Breath of Fire 2.
I played Breath of Fire 2. And I love building your town. I think it's a really cool mechanic to include in the game, especially at that point in time, like when the original games were released. I think it's a lot of fun. It's definitely aged a lot, like playing the older ones now. But I haven't played any more recent Breath of Fire games than Breath of Fire 2.
Is this faster than just walking?
It's cooler.
Gotta do the maths, dude.
Zelda parkour right there.
Open this yet? Did I go the right way?
Okay,
I think he's over by the lake.
Brandon Kwan is
pond.
asking if we're looking forward to Star Ocean 5 coming out soon. I just saw
Star
an ad
Ocean.
for that,
You know,
actually.
I haven't actually really gotten into Star Ocean. I played Star Ocean 1 or 2 a little bit, but that's a series I need to get into as well. I played Star Ocean 3 with Parker. That's another game we rented. So we rented Suikoden 4, hated it. We rented Star Ocean 3, hated it. We rented Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life, or whatever, hated it. We rented just a string of games.
And then you just went and played some Time Splitters.
There you go.
Yeah, we played Time Splitters, but we also rented Shadow of the Colossus at the same time, so we ended up liking that one. But I was working at Hollywood Video at the time, so I could just go rent the game for free. So we went back and forth from Hollywood Video like a bunch of times. Where the freak did he go?
Mitch saying a Zelda parkour video confirmed.
Confirmed.
Just do backflips everywhere.
Can I go
Just keep going. Oh, nice.
Let's see. Regular saying, man, I'd love to watch you guys stream one of the Dark Souls games at some point.
We will be streaming Dark Souls 3 when it comes out.
Yep.
It comes out April 12th. I think this just leads back into the main area.
So just a shortcut.
Yeah, see, Fallout New Vegas, I thought it was really cool that you could, they had that faction system. And it's even more complicated than, Skyrim's faction system.
I am supposed to go that way. That's where the red thing's telling me to go.
But I just
Maybe
got
that's
stuck.
hit the game or something. Burn it down.
It's interesting because they display the minimap on this and on that. They don't usually do that. I wish
wonder
they
if
did
that's a
that
toggle.
in Xenoblade. I don't know. Oh, you can zoom up on it here. I have
That's
no
cool.
idea.
And that's kind of how the new Zelda Wii U is going to work with the map on the gamepad, how you
Yeah.
zoom in or do whatever you do.
Okay, I am supposed to go this way. No, that's not right. That's just indicating where the exit
Oh,
is.
where you came from.
Do I have to use Epona? I think I have to use Epona to jump over that.
Ah,
I think
that's
what I have
right.
to do. I think this is a little faster to roll.
Corsager's saying don't play Breathfire 6. Ignore it. We'll do. We can do that.
I'll be happy to avoid any long RPG that I
You
can
skip.
avoid because there's way too many I have to play.
Yeah.
Ronald's stoked for Dark Souls 3 stream.
Yeah, man, I am too. I've been watching, and some of you guys might not like that I do this, but I've been watching Vati Vidya, I think is his channel name. He got to play the build that they had the event for recently, and he's been doing some videos on it. So some stuff has been spoiled for me, but I'm okay with that because I clicked it on purpose. I want to see what the game's like.
Right.
Anyways, it looks so good. Dark Souls 3 looks really, really, really good.
Oh, nice. You got it from the back.
Gosh,
Right into a
dude,
tree.
The horse controls, man.
That's the thing they're saying in Zelda Wii U, that the horse is going to have kind of a semi-autonomous, it'll avoid trees on its own. And it'll kind of, act naturally. You won't be able to just ride a horse straight into a wall like you can in this game.
That's how it was supposed to be in The Witcher, but it doesn't work perfectly. So
Really?
he's supposed to follow the roads on his own, but he always chooses the wrong path.
So Toby's asked if we would consider playing Persona games, which we talked about.
Sure.
The answer is yes.
I will play them. I will play them eventually. I think I'm going to do Persona 4 first, and then play a bunch of Persona games, and then get into Shimigami Tensei after that. I wonder if I was even
Toby's
supposed to
also
do this.
saying, I remember in your Xenoblade review about JRPGs were losing its direction, but honestly, it felt like Atlas was still a solid company at the time.
Gotcha.
So, Livestream.net, I'd love them to make a game called The Missing Link, where you play Zelda after Link succumbs to the Triforce of Power. Huh.
Well, that'd be
It's very
interesting.
interesting.
Kind of like Where's Mario? For this. And
Totally
yes.
played that. Talking about games
That game
rented
was
from
fun, man.
Blockbuster. We rented that from Blockbuster.
For 3 days. It was cool. We didn't buy it.
It was basically Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. Back when that was a huge
Oh, dude, that was the
Yeah.
best show. That
the
and
show.
Temple of Olmec or whatever that show is. Legend of the Hidden Temple.
The
Legend of
Legend
Hidden Temple, yeah. They're making
That
a movie about
show
that now,
was
I think.
Killer. It was always the greatest. You come home from school, you
The
turn
blue
on,
barracudas.
you turn on
Yeah.
like just as Legend of the Hidden Temple starts. So you're right in that first round, almost
like
always, because it
3:30.
takes
You
a
get to
while
pick
to
your
walk
team.
home from school.
Oh, yeah.
So you get there, they're in the middle of it, you watch it, and then Carmen Sandiego was always right after. It's like,
Yes. Where in the world is? Oh yeah. Okay. So, Red Cat Film Steve. Never could get through this game. Glad you're playing it so I can see how it ends.
We're not going to
Okay.
beat it here, but
we're going to switch in the... What's up, Steve? Switch in the lantern. And we'll put that on the R.
Cthulhu thinks the major flaws of Twilight Princess are the segmented world with a lot of corridors and bridges that make you circle around the Hyrule field to get anywhere with your horse.
And we'll have it boss. Or
Nice.
boss.
It's probably a hardware decision. That's probably true. So they could use the bridges and close corridors to load new areas. It's always tough, especially comparing old games. Like you have no idea like
Sweet.
what they did to kind
Oh,
of
there
as a
you go.
workaround
50 C's. Holy crap.
that they wish they didn't have to do.
Oh, there's this pudding sword. Can I pick it up? Nope.
So what other gaming channels
You
on
could dual
YouTube
wield,
do we
come on.
watch?
Oh,
other-
gaming channels?
Gaming channels. I'm
Lore
way
Runner.
into...
I like Lore
I
Runner.
watch...
He's been pretty good.
Yeah, Lore Runner's good. You've been watching him for his Kingdom Hearts stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I really, really enjoyed it. He has really long videos, so you kind of
Yeah.
have to sit down for an hour or two, and if
Yeah.
you're going to watch.
I loved his Final Fantasy
great, though.
reviews. I get a lot of insight on my reviews from watching him talk about them. He has an interesting way of looking at those games.
Yeah. And yeah, like Mike said, he's playing Kingdom Hearts right now, and it's very interesting. Well, I also I've been following Nihongo Gamer.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
probably the one I'm paying most attention to right now.
Uh,
Because he plays Japanese games in Japanese, but then he kind of translates some comments
Make
on them
this-
as he's playing. So
yeah.
yeah, go check out Nihongo Gamer if you have any interest at all in Japanese games and you can't necessarily speak Japanese yourself.
Right.
I also I really like like the Dark Souls channels I like are Bati Video, which I just said, and then Epic Name Bro. He's really good. I've been watching a lot of Dashy games.
Dashy
yeah,
is
'cause
so
he's freaking funny.
Yeah, he's
Dashy and Donkey.
Donkey.
We'll watch those guys for
Donkey's
kicks.
funny too.
Short videos. Those are fun. Those guys are just crazy. It's kind of the thing where a lot of gaming channels on YouTube are kind of this super eccentric personality, and they're fun to watch. You just not for all that long.
Yeah.
But it's something that we aren't like that.
Yeah, we're not like
We're
that.
not going to have a channel where we just like freak out and.
Tried that for a while. It really didn't work well. People could tell like I was forcing it.
Yeah.
Herky Durky.
Just
Yes,
do what
go
you do.
play Shadow of the Colossus like ASAP.
Oh,
That
yeah.
game is awesome. Anyone here hasn't played it, you have to.
Is there another thing in here that I could light up? Maybe not.
Okay, Brandon's asking what our top 5 video game soundtracks are.
Oh,
I have-
jeez.
Oh, I got
Or
this.
actually-
I got this.
You got it?
Mario RPG is always number one. Okay, I just have one. I don't know top 3. I'll have to think for a little bit. But Mario
My-
RPG is my favorite.
My
soundtrack
favorite video
ever.
game soundtrack is definitely Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Triggers is wonderful.
Final Fantasy 6 is probably
That one's
probably
wonderful.
after that.
Yeah, that is a really, really good one. Really good one. I think my favorite remixes on OC Remix are mostly
Oh, Final Fantasy
Chrono
8.
Trigger,
What am I
Final Fantasy
talking
6
No, Final
tracks.
Fantasy VI.
Final Fantasy 8 is my second
Oh, 8?
favorite. Then 6.
RPGs just have the best music.
Final Fantasy has best music.
Yeah. Basically anything done by Koji Kondo, Nobuo Uematsu, Yasunori Mitsuda, or Yoko Shimomura. Or what's Skyrim actually? Skyrim has a pretty cool.
Skyrim has a great soundtrack.
Has a
The
pretty
Elder
cool
Scrolls in
soundtrack.
general is very good usually.
Yeah.
Kenny's saying we should put up a monthly schedule of what we'll be streaming. We do have it planned out, actually.
Yeah, we may as well. We'll talk about that. Sometimes it.
We can just tweet it or something, but
Yeah.
Yeah, we could post that on our Facebook page if you follow us there.
We'll at least let you guys know what the next week is going to be. A week ahead of time. But as far as like in way advance, we could probably post a schedule or something.
So we'll
stick
be
to
doing
that
Dark
as well.
Souls for sure the week that comes out, which I think
Yeah.
is the second week of April. Next week, I think we're going to try either Mario Maker or Splatoon.
What we have scheduled is
It's Final Fantasy X,
yeah.
but I did that last week. So,
So yeah, Mario Maker, Splatoon. Seriously, for anybody that hasn't tried Splatoon,
Yeah.
I remember knocking Splatoon
Me too,
when they
at
first announced it
E3.
that first E3. Like, this is so dumb, and everyone
Yeah.
on Twitch making jokes out of it, like more Splatoon, more Splatoon. It's the funnest game I've ever played.
It's so good.
It's just
It's
hard
so
to
good.
explain.
You just have to give
look
it
at
a
this
chance.
guy
Give it a
beasting from
chance.
across the map. What the fetch?
Sweet. Those like heavy bass sweeteners that they throw
Yeah.
in when you hit your sword and stuff.
Come at me, bro.
Sponsor's saying he's tried Dark Souls 3 at an event.
Oh, really?
Oh, you were at the event?
Ah, cool.
Dude, how'd you get invited to that? What the
Is a
fetch?
Super Smash Brothers video planned in the future? Steve's asking.
We've had an idea for a Smash Brothers video for a while.
It's like costumes
kind
and
of
sets
tough.
and stuff. It's just hard to do.
The
that.
costumes is tough. It's the hardest part.
Yeah. Because we, especially with Link and things, like, we want the characters to look good. We want them to look really good.
Because that was the thing about
So-
Rocket Jumps. Was it Rocket Jumps or was it
Clint.
Punisher?
Well, Punisher
Oh,
directed, but I think it went on Rocket Jump's channel.
Their
right?
video's really good, but the costumes look like crap.
Yeah, they
And
don't look good.
They don't look right. Like, the characters don't look right. That's my biggest complaint with it. Otherwise, it's a great video. And so if we do one, we want to make it look better than that.
Yeah.
Real time Stu is glad we don't freak out and needs mellow channels on.
Good.
Thanks, man, because I hate that too.
Yeah. I mean, every now and then we'll watch those guys, but
I mean, I like watching other people who are naturally that way
especially
because it's funny, but
Oh, it's so
it
funny.
can get fatiguing. It's hard to watch it for long periods of time.
and we just don't want to be those kinds of people. Honestly.
Yeah, it's just not who I am,
We
dude.
want to be well thought out and whatever.
But oh, fetch!
Nice.
So Christopher, yes, we have gotten into Dragon Quest. I played the first couple games, the Dragon Warrior games, and then the most recent one I played was Dragon Quest 9, which I really,
kill him
really
through the
enjoyed.
gate.
I actually think I put like 300 something hours into Dragon Quest 9, technically.
Wow.
Dude, you were all over that game.
I was trying to get all the crap.
I played it a lot, but I think I only played it about 60 hours. When I beat the story, I was done with that game.
See,
Yeah.
yeah, and like the rest of the time that I played, I wasn't like I was usually I was multitasking, so it was just like slamming A, just trying to kill all these guys. I was leveling up all the jobs.
Is this where I came from? I think that's where I came
Oh,
from.
sorry, I just now looked up.
Yeah, this is where I came in. Okay.
You don't
Okay,
like
that's the
this
red
big
dot.
circle.
Yeah, you gotta go.
You don't like Symphony of the Night?
Oh, Symphony of the Night.
Symphony of
Somebody
Night's
must have asked
freaking
about
sweet game.
Mm.
It's
Maybe
really,
talking about
really,
music
really good
and
game.
stuff.
Okay, I can't do
That's
this part
right.
yet. You have to do this with Midna later.
Donkey Kong Country is an amazing soundtrack.
It
Yeah.
is very good,
Oh,
actually.
that's
There's
true.
some
It is very
phenomenal-
good.
All three of those games.
In fact, yeah, Donkey Kong Country 2 probably has my favorite soundtrack of those. So
I think
good.
I do have to go that
Jeremy
way.
so
Soul's
memorable.
Skyrim soundtrack also freaking
Yep,
awesome.
Jeremy Soule,
He
great.
waited a month to get his signed copy.
Oh, nice.
Four freaking
Really?
discs.
Nice.
Wow.
Cool,
Nice.
man.
Toby, I don't know about you guys, but Chrono Trigger's OST is great. But what
Yo,
makes
very
it
good.
better is the amount of amazing remixes that come from it. I agree.
It's true.
There's some really good remixes of that
Yeah.
soundtrack.
Yeah, dude. How do I get into this door?
Especially of like the Millennial Fair, kind of that. There's like dozens of
There's gonna
remixes of
be a
that song
key
that are just so
somewhere
cool.
over here.
Oh, dude, Katoiga's saying he loves Bastion, Transistor, and Skullgirls soundtrack. Bastion does have an awesome soundtrack.
That's true, actually. Yeah. I didn't play that one. I know I watched you play it quite a bit, but
Sweet game.
I have it.
I've been meaning to play Transistor. Because that was the same studio as the game. They're just the game right after Bastion.
I don't remember where to get the key.
Livestream.net, you should check out Extra Play. They have interesting playthroughs, analyzing animation games. So actually,
be a
yeah, we
chest
have
somewhere.
looked at them. I liked their series that they were doing, playing Shadow of the Colossus and analyzing the animation.
Oh, yeah.
That was really cool. That is a great suggestion there. Do we have a favorite TV series?
TV
Oh, I
series?
don't watch much TV. I'm into like foreign television lately because I'm trying to learn a couple of languages, and so I watch some like Korean television. They have some good stuff.
Oh, there's a
Japanese
chest.
anime stuff is always fun. Yeah, I just watched a show a couple days ago called Polar Bear Cafe, and it was on Crunchyroll, but it's a Japanese show, and it's like I get a kick out of it.
How do you get up there?
You guys watch like TV, like
Yeah,
normal shows?
The only like series I've been watching anytime recently has been Game of Thrones,
Okay, Game of Thrones.
which I love. I wasn't the biggest fan of the last season though, and that's when
And that was the first one away from the book,
departing
right?
from the story of the books.
Yeah.
And I
figure
mean, it's
out
still
what
it's
happened.
still very well produced, but I
See,
think
because now
the
you have a
show's-
committee writing a script as opposed to
Yeah.
the author writing his book.
And he used to write the screenplays for the show
Really?
too. He did several on the first season, especially, and a little bit into the second season. So it felt very faithful. And now it's starting to get to the point where they might have been like wondering if they should wait for him to finish the next book.
But then the money people were like, no, do it now.
So they I don't know. The last season just seemed to stall. There were still good episodes, but it just kind of felt like it wasn't going anywhere really in a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
All right, Matsky's saying congrats on your 2-1 Blitzball final win over the Brewers.
Oh yeah,
Good
dude,
work,
that was awesome.
Mike.
I was
Did you
stoked for that.
grind EXP by passing the ball around your team to beat them?
Oh, do you know what Hero Mode also does? You will not get hearts.
Oh,
right.
that's right. You have to use potions.
That's right.
I forgot about that.
Netro!
we're gonna hear that
Netro's here. What's up,
Blinking sound
dude?
for a little while. Hey!
I could drink some milk if I need to. Is this?
Kathurga's saying, Mike, you have to enter a cave on the other side of the forest, get the key in a chest.
I think I just found it.
You just found it. Speaking of TV in other languages, I kind of like Riget the Kingdom by Lars von Trier. I haven't heard
Forget
of
the
that.
Kingdom. I've actually been hearing good things about Shannara Chronicles, or the based
the one
off
on
the Sword of
MTV.
Shannara.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Right?
Yeah,
Is that not
I
right?
hated that book.
Really?
I really hated that book, so I was not excited for the show. But if you've heard good things, I mean, I don't know.
I've heard good things. I don't know.
Shazad, what's up, Shazad?
That'll help. Shazad, what's up, dude?
Ronald, have any of you played Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning?
I have that, and I've been meaning to play that forever, but I have never installed it. That's like
Classic of Steam.
classic of
Yeah.
Steam. I actually think that one's on Origin though, which is might be
Oh,
part
probably
of the
why
reason
you-
why-
probably
Dude,
why you
that's
haven't
right. That
played
was
it.
a studio that Kurt
Yeah.
Schilling was part of.
Kurt
and
Schilling
He went
yeah.
bankrupt.
He
That's
got
right.
fetched.
He lost all his money.
Yep. That he had to become an analyst for freaking like
yeah,
MLB.
dude, for ESPN.
Jeez.
Steve asking if we're gonna maybe do a Mass Effect walkthrough down the road.
If we're gonna do what?
Sure, that would be fun. A Mass Effect walkthrough. Or a Mass Effect just like
Live stream?
playthrough or something like that.
Oh,
just
walk
videos.
through it.
You know what? There
Those
is a new
games are
Mass Effect game
super,
coming
super
out
cool.
sometime next year. Where'd you go?
Andromeda.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll definitely be all over that when it comes out.
I want to play those games again.
Netro's asking how the game feels so far, control wise.
Honestly, what's bothering me the most is the speed of the camera. I want to be able
is
to
it
swing
slow?
it faster. And I don't think there's a menu you can reach from here, so I'd have to like go out of the game to.
That's hero
Try
mode.
it.
Hero mode makes the camera swing.
But
slightly.
that's the
hard.
one thing bothering me right now. It's the speed of this camera. But
Dallas's Twilight Princess doesn't get here till Monday.
Oh,
What is
Feel
it?
for you, man.
sorry, Dallas. Their Twilight Princess won't come until Monday.
oh, that sucks, man. You should have gotten the 2-day shipping.
There you go. That's why.
That's what we did. That's the only way we got it in time.
That is the only way. So I've heard you
at
can't
them
use
just
a
chatting it
Nebo
up.
until you get to the first dungeon.
Kill them both. Oh, really?
Or maybe even through the first dungeon. When we get to that point, we can actually try showing you guys what some
the
of the
amiibo
amiibo
do.
stuff is like.
Getting close.
We'll pass off the controller here pretty soon too.
Okay, which game was the last one that we've beaten? Kathurgus just beat To the Moon last week, and it was awesome.
The last game that I beat
Yeah.
was Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Shazad, good to see Mike's favorite Sperry is doing well.
What?
He keeps asking me who my favorite
Which
Sperry
Sperry
is,
is his favorite?
and I haven't answered it because there is no answer to that. The answer is I love them all. All of them are great.
There are a lot more Sperry's too than just me.
He wants me
and
to be
Landon.
very. I mean, their brother Parker also grew up with us and stuff, and Tanner. My brothers and their brothers, like we were all really good friends growing up. So,
Yeah.
what did I come here for? I can drink the milk, and then I think he'll let me buy red potion. How much does it cost though?
Oh, so I can't remember.
Because he gets pissed and like starts attacking you if you like steal it.
Which is cool. Just kill him.
Oh,
there you go.
30.
30. Oh shoot.
So I think
that's
the
a
last
lot.
game that I beat was honestly probably Splatoon or.
Does it have a story mode?
Yeah, it
It
does.
does.
It's pretty good. It's good for if you're just barely getting into the game. and
I'm
learning
trying to
how
pay
play
for
it.
you here. There we go.
Freaking bird. But I'm pretty close to finishing. I'm doing on another playthrough of Wind Waker with my wife, and then also I don't know how far along I am in the Bowser's Inside Story, but I don't know, probably about halfway through that.
For me, I beat Paper Mario recently. I'm about to beat Thousand Year Door. Played the Kingdom Hearts games recently. Also, I think I beat the newest Nancy Drew game recently. That game was pretty fun.
Nancy Drew.
The recurring David's saying, since he came to the stream late, what were the fishing controls like?
I couldn't figure them out, dude. I just like fumbled my way through that and was successful somehow. I honestly don't have a clue.
Yeah.
I actually think that at least for those kinds of mini games, I'm gonna miss the motion controls.
You're just
That's the
killing them?
strongest freaking sword, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That kid, so stoked.
So
He's like, yeah.
Those eyebrows, man.
all right, we'll hand off the controller now.
Cool. If you hadn't have come, Lank.
Link.
Gee, me and that monkey probably gotten eaten. Oh, looks like he's
I can.
friends with that monkey now. This is so funny. We're like part of the reason these kids are getting in trouble. And then we're like not even going to tell them. Like we're enabling these kids so hard right now.
Go give
Buying
me
them slingshots.
Go give me a
We're
slingshot.
buying
Go
them,
give
like-
me a sword.
Yeah.
Go give me a fishing rod.
Oh, we're gonna, oh, don't tell my parents. Oh, okay, it's a good idea. It's dangerous.
Brandon's asking what our other
We
favorite
didn't promise.
JRPGs
we didn't
are.
promise.
Other favorite JRPGs?
JRPGs.
I love
there he is.
I love Suikoden. I love Golden Sun. I love Secret of Mana. I love. I'm trying to think. Radiant Historia is beastly. Radiant Historia is amazing. That's on the DS. Bravely Default is great. Trying to remember other ones I played growing up. Chrono Trigger is obviously my favorite game of all time.
Obviously.
I've said that so many times on channel. I also really like Tales of Fantasia and Tales of Symphonia. And I've played Tales of Xillia a little bit. I haven't gotten too far, but I actually was really enjoying that too. I really like. What other JRPGs have I played? I'm trying to remember, maybe like the NES era. I don't think there were any others besides Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior that I played on that. But those are a few I can mention.
Mini games.
There's a lot. There really are. I've played Grandia a little bit, but I really want to get more into that. I haven't played Skies of Arcadia. I really want to try that out. I got to get into Persona and Shin Megami Tensei. Landon's played Breath of Fire, but I haven't, so I wanted to give that a try. I think Golden Sun is just another JRPG franchise that I've put the most time into outside of Final Fantasy. Maybe Seiken Densetsu
Golden
3.
Sun is awesome.
But between Secret of Mana and
Is there a button you do to go faster?
no, you can't go faster. You just whoop when you hit A. That's it. and when you whoop next to them, then they get scared and they run.
These dudes' horns like connecting at the top of their head freaks me
Yeah,
out.
it's like
Isn't that so like backwards?
Reminds me of those pictures of freaking like mountain goats whose horns have grown around and like back through.
Oh,
their
and they're
head.
like about to like die,
or they are dead. Yeah.
or they are dead. Freak! No, get back here. Oh,
Katsurigas, my wife does enjoy video games, but I'm kind of like converting her. Like, she was more just maybe Mario Brothers before, and she's actually gotten. I keep talking about Splatoon, but she's gotten some into Splatoon. She's way better at it than I am. So she's getting into more like a wider variety of games.
she's making you look like a casual.
She is making me look like a casual. She plays all the competitive modes, and I play those, and I just get freaking stomped. Okay,
The horse controls are weird.
Yeah, they're not.
They're not
very
great.
Fun.
They're not great.
Golly, man, this is terrible. Just go the right way, bro.
FCG is asking, Mike, do you do deadlifts as part of a workout? And if so, would you say it is important?
Deadlifts are very controversial, and there are many people who... Here's the thing about fitness. There's been a lot of science done, but nobody seems to know really what the science says about anything. And often the science says conflicting things, especially as our techniques for the tests get better and better all the time, and as we understand the human body better. Deadlifts are only good if you do them correctly. And the thing is that most people don't want to do them correctly because they want to look like they're a beast, so they want to put a ton of weight on it, and they don't do it with good form. If you do deadlifts with bad form, you will completely screw up your back. I mean, you will wreck your skeletal structure if you do deadlifts the wrong way. If you do deadlifts the right way, and you're doing the appropriate amount of weight, and you're not so concerned about, the way you look, not in terms of muscle, but I just mean look to the other people there. You're not there to look stronger than everybody else or show off. Deadlifts can be really, really, really good. A good exercise because it's a compound movement. So you're working so many different muscles in one movement, and it's great for just overall strength because you're engaging so many muscles with that movement. So the other part of that, though, is that deadlifts are really difficult, both for respiratory and like you get breathing really, really heavily when you do it. But it's also just like those particular muscles you don't engage that often, so you'll get real sore when you do them, and it's just a very difficult lift. It takes a lot of energy, but it is good if you do it the right way.
So regular Lufia 2, if you played it.
I've not played Lufia 2. That's another series, Lufia and Lunar, that I've heard are good that I need to get into.
Netro, hard to tell from the stream, but does this game have new texture maps? It does have new texture maps.
It does.
Some textures are completely redone, actually.
Oh snap!
For the most part, the textures are scaled, so they're not so like fuzzy. But some of them are completely new textures. It doesn't look significantly better, I think, than the original version, mostly because the lighting and that sort of stuff doesn't really seem to be any different. And that's, I think, maybe the most disappointing about this HD remake for me, is that it wasn't upgraded in that way like Wind Waker was. But, for those of you who really played and enjoyed the Final Fantasy X HD remaster, this is very similar to how that was done. Just, scaling the resolution a little bit, giving you a kind of a cleaner look overall, but not like a significant graphical upgrade, really.
Tom W's here. What's up,
Tom
Tom?
W. And Netro, also, I think you asked a question. You're a beast. Thanks for being here.
Shazad wishes we could come to the UK.
Oh, I wish I
do
could
too.
go to the
It'd be a
UK.
sweet place
That'd
to
be
visit.
so
That's
cool.
where, like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think for all of us, almost all of our ancestors are from
Yeah.
England. So
I'm from England, man. I totally want to go to England someday. That'd be awesome.
visit the fatherland,
Yeah, dude.
Fatherland.
the motherland, the
Oh dang!
parentland.
Are you gonna see?
So, you worry about your PC specs for Dark Souls 3 being optimized?
No, because here's the thing. I don't really care about a game looking optimized. I care more about it performing smoothly. So I'm not like a huge graphics horror guy. It's like graphics are nice and everything, but we've reached a point where like the differences are really just kind of like inconsequential or nominal, especially for if you don't have like a really big 4K display or something like that. You know, this is an older TV. It's 1080p and everything, and it's only 32 inches. So, like, I'm not gonna see that great of a difference between the ultimate settings on Dark Souls 3 and say like medium or high regular settings. So, I'm not too concerned about it as long as I can get it running smoothly. That's all that matters to me.
Smooth.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, our computers are pretty beastly.
Yeah, they're
we'll
good
probably
computers.
be upgrading them.
Pretty soon.
Yeah, sometime in the near future. So, just because we need pretty beefy computers for
Our work.
and so the nice side effect is that.
You can play sweet
Games.
games.
Alrighty. Toby really adores Chrono Cross. Since it never came out here in Australia, I was given an American PS1 and a copy of the game to beat, but the save went corrupt. Oh crap!
Oh, that sucks.
Chrono Cross I've never played, and that's one I got to play as well. Since I'm doing a Chrono Trigger review soon, I probably will do a Chrono Cross review in the
I didn't promise.
in the sort of near future. Maybe like towards the end of this year, I'll do a Chrono Cross review. I want to do Suikoden first, though. So I want to do Xenogears and Chrono Trigger and at least Suikoden 1. Then I got to do Final Fantasy 11 and 12 before the end of the year as well. That's what my goal is. So that's at least 5 months right there, taken up by other things. So that's not many months left over.
This is my favorite character right here. Looks like a baby, straight up like a 5-month-old
I know, dude.
baby.
Freaking cracked me up. The
But it's
weirdest,
like-
like a little sumo that was just like,
Yeah.
scrunched down. And I think Herky Durky just bought Final Fantasy 6 and 3 on Steam. So.
Nice. Final Fantasy 3, that version on Steam is the 3D version that was the
Should
DS
wreck that thing.
remake. It's pretty good. I like it. Final Fantasy 6 on Steam, I believe, is the mobile
The
version,
smoothed over one. that
which
they
I
redid,
I hate the art in that one. But
Were there
the game should
squirrels
still be
in the
good.
original Twilight Princess?
I don't know, man.
I don't remember this. Otherwise, I'd have done exactly what I'm doing right now. And I don't remember doing this.
Fetching squirrels, man.
Boom! I hit him. I touched him. You guys saw it. I got him.
Squirrel tag.
You guys saw it. Oh, yeah. I got
All right,
proof.
Milk Butcher's asking how often you work out a week, Mike.
Okay, so I've not been nearly as consistent since the beginning of this year, really, as I was last year, and so I've lost quite a bit of muscle mass. I've also been on a really insane cut right now because what I would do is I would cut in the summer, and then I would bulk during the fall and winter, but like I wasn't really good about tracking calories, and I was very, very thin when I started working out, and so I just really wanted to put on weight. And what would happen is I would get pretty fat, and then I would be like, oh, I hate the way I look. I wasn't motivated because you couldn't see the muscle through all the fat. So then I would cut, but I would cut down and realize I didn't actually gain as much muscle mass as I would have liked or as much as I even thought I had because I got too discouraged by being fat and started cutting too soon. So, anyways, at the beginning of this year, once I started making the gaming channel a priority, I've had to dedicate more time in the evenings to doing this to working on these videos. So I've gone from a pretty solid 4 or 5 days a week to about 2. So I really need to get back on track with it. But I'm also like severely restricting calories. I'm down to like 1,500 a day now to try and like really torch the rest of this body, like belly fat that I have. But anyways, my goal is to get up to 6 days a week, work out 6 days a week, and work each muscle group twice a week. That's kind of the goal. So I do pushing movements or pressing movements in one day, mostly compound pressing movements, then pulling movements the next day, and then legs, and then redo that cycle 3 days in a row, and then rest Sunday. That's kind of like what my goal is.
Dude, I love how Ilya, what did you say your name? I'm like, come on, obviously.
Obviously.
Like, oh, you prefer your owner than some person you... Nah.
Dude, the game's
Some person
starting
who's
to get
freeing
real. The game's starting to get
That
real.
dude looks pretty sweet.
And the first time I ever played this game, this was as far as I got before it was too late and I had to go to sleep. And I was like, screw this!
Ah, that sucks.
I want to keep playing.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It takes too long. This game takes too long to get started.
Yeah,
That's my
Tom-
biggest complaint with it.
Tom was just saying the same thing.
They should have killed me when they
Netro's
had the
asking
chance.
if which of us is most like that little short
little
kid that
baby
opens
thing?
up the shop later in Kakariko.
Yeah.
Which of us is most like that?
In
weird
personality
baby kid?
or look?
Come
and
on. That's
That's
hard,
I don't know
man.
if any of us are like that.
Yeah,
that kid.
because
Whoa, look at that.
he's well, I would
That's crazy.
maybe say me because he's kind of like his personality is one where he's a little skeptical, I guess, and like a little like he's not like the most approachable. And I would say of the three of us, I'm probably the least approachable personally, but not to that extent.
You've got 2% of that kid
Yeah.
in you.
Oh, snap.
Squirrels in old version confirmed.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
I do not remember that. Dang, man.
Dude, this
I just spent so long trying to catch
We've
him.
got to give it its proper.
Yeah, we gotta
Moment.
we gotta be reverent at this part. Give it proper reverence.
Freaking jacked.
Bitch.
They didn't make one where Link turns into a killer whale, and it's like a guy in Wind Waker.
Oh, it
you're
kind of
like-
like work. It'd be a
That'd be
sequel
great.
to Link's Awakening, dude.
That's true. Oh man, Herky. Oh, Livestream's asking how the Lost Translation series is coming along. It's coming
sweet.
along great. I've been doing a ton of research for this
Nice.
this next episode here, and there's actually, I think I was just telling either Mike or Case, there's so much to cover. I'm gonna have to like really pick and choose because these episodes could drag on, and I want them to be paced well. Because honestly, like I want them to be as entertaining as they are informative.
Yeah.
I think if you guys aren't enjoying yourselves, if you're not having fun with the videos, then you might as well just go read a Wikipedia article or something. So
Right.
I want to make sure they're paced well. And so I'm trying to find where that balance is. How much information do I give, and then maybe how much do I save for another episode? So this first one's going to be really cool. I actually learned a lot. Things that I had assumed were true that I found out were not actually true. So I'm excited to share that with you guys. A lot of research has been done. It's a lot of sociology, so.
I'm excited too, to be honest with you guys. I think it's gonna be sweet.
Oh, who was it saying this is like the hottest person?
Oh,
in
here
all
we
of
go.
Zelda?
The hottest
Sorry, bro.
partner.
Spoiler alert,
I
Midna.
don't
They said
agree.
spoiler alert, Midna.
Right. Is probably the least clothed person in all Zelda.
It's true. Is Midna naked or not? Is that naked or not?
Debate that.
It's like Donald
right
Duck.
now.
Well, spoiler alert. Turn your TV down for a second. The way that the black on her fur is kind of similar to what her clothes look like later.
Yeah.
All right.
So she's half
Okay.
dressed.
Turn it back up.
Now you can turn your volume back up.
I was planning on helping you. She's such a sass bucket.
Sass bucket. You guys heard
that
it here
it?
first. Sass bucket.
I've never heard that term before.
Humans obedient to a fall. Isn't that dogs? She's like
Okay,
totally getting
Katya,
this
favorite
wrong.
Final Fantasy game.
Favorite Final Fantasy game?
We'll just answer this again.
I just
I
gotta
love Final
say-
Fantasy 9.
9.
I'm gonna go with 7, but
7.
yeah.
9, 6, 7, and 4 are kind of tied for me, but I do think that 9 is the overall best one. If I'm just purely like separating my emotional tie to 7, so. And you guys should know that. I mean, if you watched my reviews, I basically say that in there. So,
If you haven't watched reviews, go watch them.
spoiler alert.
Yeah, watch
with
them.
this stream.
Yeah, they're spoilers.
Tom saying it's a shame he didn't turn into a rabbit. I'm assuming that's a link, link to the past reference.
Oh.
When you go to the Dark World for the first time, you're a rabbit.
Nice.
And you can't do
Oh.
anything. And you got to get like
See, I
out
haven't-
of the Dark World.
I haven't played that game enough to even get that far.
Hmm.
I played it almost up to the Dark World point, but
And that's funny because you get like the bunny mask and things in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
it's kind of all a reference
And
to that.
That's true. Zelda games have tons of like self-referential
Yeah.
kind of jokes and just items.
Okay, that's not gonna work.
I think you have to dig somewhere.
You do, but I think it's. I thought it
Gladiator.
was behind that.
I've noticed most of the first 3D entries in a series gain most of the praise that the last 2D entries deserve. For example, Final Fantasy VII, Mario 64, and Ocarina
you
of
just
Time.
dig next
The
to
previous games were
Now
better.
I have to move this thing.
You know, it's interesting. Obviously, everyone has their own opinions about that, but it's really
There we
really hard for people at this point in time with gaming to understand how insane that transition was.
Yeah.
From the 2D graphics over to the full 3D graphics with PlayStation and N64.
It was pretty jarring. I mean, the PS1 kind of smoothed the transition a little bit, but if you went SNES to N64 like we did, it was just,
like what?
crazy.
It wasn't just about how it looked. It was about playing, like navigating through a 3-dimensional space.
Yeah.
That was just like unbelievable.
Like the idea of controlling the camera.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't something that never even crossed my mind. But like, yeah, there's a whole thing. You have to control the camera yourself as you're playing these 3D games, and it's like crazy.
Which was interesting that with the N64, their approach was to designate 4 buttons that were the C buttons.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
essentially the camera buttons.
And they weren't
made
always
buttons
used
like
that way,
here's
but-
controlling your camera. You know that they were concerned about that.
Yeah. That's interesting. I never actually made that correlation that C was for
For
camera.
camera.
That's the way I've always understood it. I don't know if it's like
I think
official.
you're right, though. I think that is
believe
what
so.
exactly.
But that's
'Cause
usually the
otherwise-
function.
Oh,
they
A,
serve.
B, C. I guess they. Huh? What's this? Try pressing ZL and you'll figure it out.
But speaking on that, though, there are a lot of people. I think this is
ZL?
becoming more and more common who
Oh,
hold
ZL
who
and
hold
A.
the opinion, or at least the sentiment
Yeah.
that
Oh,
that
shoot.
Final Fantasy VII and a lot of the 3D games that came out around that time that are remembered so fondly really aren't as good as people say they were. And
It's a bit reactionary,
I really disagree with you. I think they are that good.
Yeah.
And
Those are some of the best games ever
it's
made.
not just
actually.
about context of when the game came out. I just think they're really well designed games too, and I don't know, they pioneered so much that, like, sure, in comparison to what 3D games are doing now, you go back and it feels ugly or
Sometimes it's hard to
archaic.
approach them. Yeah.
And so I think that people say that for that reason. It's like, oh, this isn't really as good as I remembered, but
You know,
This
and
is a
I've thought
cool
about
part
it.
of the game here.
This is how it felt like.
It's so weird.
Dark Souls reminds me of
Yes,
like,
this is straight up
look
like
here,
Dark
almost,
Souls.
the way these guys are, and
Yeah.
no, I think
And everyone's about to die.
one way that I've always looked at it is when you're given limitations, it's almost easier to be creative.
yeah,
So, like,
Yeah.
if someone was to tell you, hey, imagine a really cool landscape in your head, like, just from scratch, right now, what are you envisioning, right? Give you a moment to just think something up. And then if they were saying, okay, do that same thing, but everything has to be, like, made out of black and white
I love how he
squares,
throws it after he attacks
all
it.
black and
right?
squares.
So then all of a sudden, you're probably coming up with something that honestly is more creative than what you were thinking of originally.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And so, like, when people have almost arbitrary limitations on their creativity, it actually almost helps the creative process in some ways.
Yeah, when you can do anything.
It gives you a direction. Even though you're free to do what you will with that limitation, games nowadays aren't as limited, and I think we're starting to see when people try to put too many things into a game just because they can. And
oh, that's my biggest problem with AAA games today, is that they're bloated with features that they don't need at all, and they just end up feeling like, how can we get every trendy feature from our data set that says players enjoy, because like everything's got to have RPG elements in it now. Everything's like, every game has open world, it has RPG elements, like all of these things, because this game was super successful, therefore we must do it too. And that's strictly an executive marketing decision. It has nothing to do with the themes of your game. And gameplay is just as much an art form that can incorporate the themes of your game as the thematic elements. So if you're approaching gameplay strictly from the perspective that we've got to have all of these features because our competitors do that and they're successful, that's the wrong approach.
Whoa, camera, hello. It's kind of like a lot of games try and force like a multiplayer kind of deal,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Or
you just don't need that.
yeah, it's just
Some games don't need that. Some games do, and that's fine.
Netro's asking, which of you three are most drawn to sass bucket women?
Oh, snap.
His case was said sass bucket.
We
Well,
sass bucket earlier.
Yeah. You know, sass bucket women.
I don't like
Like Midna? Yeah, I'd rather
that are
not.
sassy. I avoid them. So not me.
Sass buckets.
Sass buckets.
I played games more. Oh, chat's blowing up. We're trying to keep up with this guy. Sorry. We
How
don't
many-
want
how many
anyone to
people-
feel like they're not like being heard here because
many
we
people
really
34.
love that you guys are
Good
like
number.
participating in the
A lot of
chat.
people.
Jack Patay's here. What's up, Jack Patay?
Jack, what's up, dude?
What are these black things?
I played games more seriously during 4 Gen, but I have fond memories of SNES when really little. So yeah, interesting history.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Steve says kids love that we're playing as a wolf right now.
Oh, nice. Are they watching?
Sweet.
Let's see. Tom W. I agree. I don't remember what we were saying at that time though.
I don't know.
Oh, shoot, sorry.
Spoonie is
Probably
funny,
about
yet
probably
annoying.
about game design and stuff.
Oh, Shazad's asking if you've seen Spoonie's review of Final Fantasy VIII.
Yes. Okay. Here's the thing about Spoonie. People take that guy way too seriously, man. He's obviously doing a character. He's exaggerating his hatred of these games, and people like get so upset about it and stuff. I love watching his videos, even though I like the games that he's criticizing. Like Final
me outta
Fantasy
here.
VIII. Oh, fetch, dude! You lost so much heart.
Jeez, that was stupid.
Oh dang! Oh dang! You
Even
saved?
though.
I
You
should
hit
have
down to save on the D-pad.
Yep, and then you can go down a save game there.
Sweet. It's a bit different.
Even though, like, the games he criticizes most heavily are Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy X, and Final Fantasy 13. He has series on those, and he goes crazy on them. And those are three of all the Final Fantasy games. I tend to agree that those aren't as good as some of like the pinnacle games in the series. But I do like Final Fantasy VIII a lot, especially after my most recent playthrough. I do like the game. It's not perfect, but I like it. And I'm really enjoying Final Fantasy X right now. So I don't agree with him that they are like abysmal, horrible games, but his videos are funny. He comes up with funny stuff. He's a witty guy, and like I enjoy his videos even if I disagree.
All right, what's our opinion of the Twilight Princess soundtrack?
I think it's great.
Yeah,
the,
it's
only,
good.
the only problem with it is that there's no
There's not as much
fully-
original, kind of.
Well, there's a lot of reused themes, definitely, but I don't understand why they couldn't have done a full orchestrated soundtrack for this. A lot of the instruments still sound very much GameCube, or not GameCube, but like N64 GameCube era versus where they were going at the time with like PS2. Like Shadow of the Colossus is a PS2 game, fully orchestrated soundtrack, beautiful soundtrack. Like, why does this game have no songs like that? That was my biggest problem with it.
Yeah.
Especially since the GameCube, I think, had the best sound capabilities of all three consoles, if I'm not mistaken. It had like a Pro Logic 2 something or other
Oh, did it?
that had... It was more
Oh.
capable in terms of its sound than the other ones were. I might be misremembering that, but it might be the other way around. It might be that the GameCube had better visual capacity and worse sound, but... Anyways, I was disappointed that there was no like full orchestrations in this game. But the music itself is well written, the melodies are good, everything fits.
So Gladiator can sort of agree with 7, Final Fantasy 7 being as good as remembered, but Super Mario World's better than Mario 64 and Link to the Past better than Ocarina of Time.
I disagree. Mario 64, I think, is a lot. Okay, these guys had Super Nintendo growing up, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't. My mom was so like disappointed in how much time I spent playing NES that she would take that away for months sometimes, and they didn't get us a Super Nintendo. So we would get like the games that they would buy us. My mom would let us play were on PC, like Math Blaster or anything that was like educational, because she thought it was a waste of time. She's changed her mind since then, but anyways, so I didn't get a Super Nintendo. I had to go to a friend's house to play Super Nintendo games, and my mom and dad finally let us get the N64. And maybe, okay, I'm going to throw this out there. This might be all about nostalgia and memories surrounding it. But Mario 64, to me, again,
Go under.
I
down in that corner.
I go back
Oh, I see
now
it. Nice.
and play and play Super Mario World. And Super Mario World, of all the Mario games, pulls me in the least. Probably because I played Super Mario 1 and Super Mario 3 and Super Mario 2 even on the NES like crazy as a kid, then had a big lull, and then played Mario 64. That might be the reason why, but I honestly feel like Mario 64 is the better game. And it's all because of just how revolutionary that game was. Like, Mario World had some added features from the NES games. Some different powers, being able to spin off of guys and some different level design. But Mario 64, like, changed the entire landscape of gaming. Its impact on gaming, I feel, was so much larger and so much more important. And what it was trying to accomplish, like the monumental, I guess, quality of its goals and how lofty they were for the time, I think it's a greater achievement in design than Super Mario World was. You might have a different opinion on that, and you can try and change my mind. That's cool, I'll listen. But that's how I feel about it.
I think it's true. It's like definitely there's something to be said for the legacy of a game as far as like how game changing a game was.
Yeah.
At the same time, like there are still people making games more similar to Super Mario World than to Mario 64 today even. So it's all about like people just have their own personal preferences. But I would agree that given like the challenge that they were faced with in creating Mario 64, that versus the challenge of creating the first Mario game for the Super Nintendo, that what Mario 64 is definitely a more revolutionary, more its impact is going to be felt for much longer because the main principles of Super Mario World were already in place by Super Mario Bros. 3.
Yeah.
It's essentially Super Mario Bros. 3, but just like ramped up. Except for Yoshi. Yoshi is probably the biggest.
That
unique
I
part
do.
of that
Okay,
game.
the one thing I do love about Super Mario World, because again we didn't have a Super Nintendo at my house, but when my family would go on trips and we'd stay at in hotels and things like that. Back in those days, they often had Super Nintendos you could like rent for like a certain amount of time.
Yeah, dude.
And I remember playing Super Mario World in a hotel. I think it was a Holiday Inn somewhere. And, we had a pool there. And I just remember feeling like this is the coolest thing ever. I was on a vacation and like all these luxuries were available to me. And Super Mario World was part of those luxuries. And I remember Yoshi specifically, being able to ride on Yoshi and feeling like that was the coolest thing ever. And I'm having the best vacation. And so I have a very fond memory kind of tied with that aspect of the game. But as I go back and replay those old games, Mario 3, I can play all the way through to the end, and I love every step of the way. Super Mario World, for whatever reason, and this is probably subjective completely, but it doesn't pull me in until I beat it. I'll play it for a few hours and be satisfied and be done. And Mario 64 is not that way. I go back and play that, it's like, oh, fetch, I gotta finish this game. Like, I love that game.
We had someone come in. Was it June? Said that someone pooped on the floor at their work today. So
what?
We got to know more about this, June.
So tell us, please.
You're gonna have to explain that.
I thought we were talking about it in the game. I was like, where in the freak? I did not see that.
Tom's saying, I don't know. I think Spoonie really is that angry sometimes. Going back to the Spoonie. He's obviously doesn't like those games. It's true that he obviously. That somewhere there's some genuine, sincerity in what he's saying. He obviously doesn't like them, but I think he purposefully exaggerates how much he hates it for the camera. I don't think he legitimately feels like that insanely like angry or he hates them that much. I think that part of it is exaggerated for the public eye. But I do think that he's being sincere when he says he doesn't like them. So, yeah. All right, recurring David. I've been thinking of writing video game reviews for non-gamers. Do you have any tips? I don't want to be condescending or patronizing.
That's a good question. I guess what is you're doing this on YouTube, I'm assuming. So for what reason are you trying to make reviews for non-gamers? Like what's your audience going to be then, and how are you going to push that to them? because it depends on what type of non-gamer you mean too. Like, are you talking about like your grandma? Like, you're going to try and convince your grandma that Final Fantasy is awesome and that she can watch a video about it? Or is this, like, just people maybe, younger people who maybe are just into other things to try and, like, show them maybe why? Because, well, we had a friend, Emma, who just commented on our gaming page today and was like, wow, I had no idea there was so much to know about video games. You blew my mind. There are people like her who, like, have nothing against video games, but just didn't realize that how much depth there is. And is that the kind of person you're going after? You know what I mean? So it's I would say it's tough to kind of nail down like how you should talk about them without feeling condescending, because you're going to have to obviously go into depth about things that might feel to a gamer like, why on earth are you holding my hand through explaining all this stuff? Like, I know that. That you'll have to explain for people.
I want to
who don't play
confirm
games.
something real quick. I jump, right?
No, you have to use Midna on the posts over here, I think. And
Oh, the
you
L
lock
didn't
on,
show up before.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then she'll go over there, and then you like fly to
It's like Superman.
So I don't. That's a good question. Maybe you can send me a personal message on Facebook at Dark Pixel Games. So Facebook/Dark Pixel Games, or at my personal Twitter at McBreast. Send me a message there, and maybe we can talk about that, and I can get a better idea of like what you're going for, and kind of try and figure out like the best way to approach that.
Alrighty. Livestream.net. What do you think of fan projects based on IPs? Do you think they can hurt the IP?
No, the companies
I don't
think
the
that.
companies obviously think that. I don't think so. Because people always know.
Yeah,
This is
it's a
not
fan made
sanctioned.
thing.
Yeah, this is not a real Zelda.
I don't think it hurts the IP whatsoever.
Let's see. Alyssa is saying, I've played every Zelda game since I was 5. I grew up with Ocarina of Time, but whenever I think of OST, I always think of the Twilight Princess OST. Does anyone else think of the same thing? That's very interesting. That's really good. I think it's honestly is definitely dependent on when you first got into the Zelda games.
Or what's happening?
Oh, I died. Oh, sorry, guys. I thought
Did
it'd
you
be
go
funny.
in the fire?
Yeah, I did it on purpose, but I kind of forgot that we were like about to die. So let's try that again.
That's hilarious.
Okay, don't worry. I'll get right back there. And I have 3 hearts now, so we're good.
That's actually my.
Now you don't hear that. Wonk.
I do this a lot in a lot of games because I'm like, oh, it's so funny. These games back then are so stupid because you should totally die if you touch the fire.
And you did.
And I totally died. So
It's a lesson to you kids.
yeah, it was.
That was good cutscene
It passed
coming
the
up.
test.
Good cutscene.
All right, let's check out this cutscene.
Who is this person?
Canted angle, guys. That's called a canted angle.
That means it's
Or a
scary.
Dutch angle.
Yes. She's laughing. Come on.
And here's where you can see the texture updates a little more clearly.
Yeah, it looks nice.
The threading and stuff on the
On
cloth.
her helmet too, the rock
Yeah.
texture,
That looks way better.
and on the ground and in the
Me too
stone.
now.
I freaking love Midna's artificial language.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. They
Looks like
take lips not matching what they're saying like to a whole new level.
Also, you can kind of see a little bit of jitter in the wolf here.
I see that.
I thought
yeah.
that they would have fixed that for this, because that's one thing they really upgraded in the Final Fantasy X remaster. There was so much jitter in the models as they're like talking to each other, and they kind of like really smoothed that out in the PS3 and 4
kind of some, like,
remaster.
I wonder if that's a
Pixel
game
things.
engine problem, and maybe they just like didn't care to rewrite
To
the game
help.
engine for this. Huh?
It's not as bad in this game by far as it was in Final Fantasy X on PS2. It was like a really bad problem in that. So that I'm sure that was something they focused on for that game. In this game, I can only really tell it on the wolf right now.
Zelda, she's the Twilight
Milk
Princess.
Butcher's heading out.
We weren't supposed to know
Great
that
to
till
see
the
us
end.
for a bit. He'll catch us later.
Oh, Milk
Good to see you,
Butcher.
man. Thanks
See
for
you,
coming.
dude. Thanks for joining us.
Listen carefully.
Oh, we have Steve talking about we should do a podcast.
Oh, cool.
We've had
And
we've
We've
had
been thinking about that.
We've had like 4 or 5 people suggest that. I think that we're going to do it. I think
Yeah.
that when we released that video yesterday, a lot of people were like, hey, even though it was a long video, which I was a little concerned about, I think a lot of people might have just like minimized the browser and listened while they were doing something else. So
It's like the closest thing to a large scale battle you like ever see in any Zelda game. Pretty
Yeah.
nope, Hyrule Warriors. Dude.
Until
Besides Hyrule Warriors.
if you count that it's a Zelda game.
Hyrule Warriors, large scale battles.
I love it's like you can't see your eyes. Who is it? Is it Zelda?
Oh man, I
Is
can't
it
tell.
Zelda? Oh
I got
snap!
jacked.
This is pretty messed up. This is pretty intense.
June, about the poop on the floor. I don't have much info. I work at a retail store. I was up front putting stuff away when I heard there's an emergency and they need management stat.
Jeez.
Zant right here, right?
Yeah,
Sure
this
This is
design
an interesting
is
character.
incredible. This is
Yeah.
one of the best Zelda designs in a couple decades. in
I
my
love
opinion.
it.
I guess it's only been around for 3 decades, but whatever.
You know.
This is one of my favorite designs of any character. in Zelda.
or
Pretty sweet looking.
die.
You know that meme about how I see Brock, how Brock sees me, and it's those two slits?
Yeah.
You guys see how I see Zant? How Zant sees me?
And that
It's
they're
just
like
fetching. It's like dots
weird,
everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he could probably see through those holes.
Raifu Odesu.
Zant,
They're all like, Princess, please choose life.
Zant's design actually reminds me a lot of the Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced game. The
yeah.
design of the I can't remember what they're called, but they're like the big dudes from the other world.
Yeah. I haven't played that one too much.
In Zelda's defense, she didn't have like a big choice. That looks like Link straight up, so
Freaking sweet.
that's kind of interesting.
It's probably Furore though, right?
Oh yeah,
Because it's just blowing wind. It looked like the three gods
Ah,
just going
yeah.
around the Triforce.
makes sense. Sweet. The stone in the castle.
That sucks.
Fire.
So, Ronald's asking what happened to the Wario Lasky daily videos. Dude, you have been
Oh,
on
gosh,
this for a long
that is
time if you asked
old.
about that.
Wow, man.
Sorry, that's just
Dang,
not
yeah.
something we're
You
into
know,
anymore.
I don't know. It's a once a week update on what we're up to might be kind of cool, but
Yeah.
a daily update, it's like we did the same thing again today as we did yesterday.
It's
and the
starting
day
to get
Especially
like,
when you do VFX every day,
yeah,
and it's
it's-
like, yeah, I did more VFX, and
Our lives are not interesting enough to make a daily vlog out of.
do you want to play for a bit, Lynn?
Yeah, sure. We can trade.
Well, maybe we should switch
Do you wanna switch with me
rooms so
then?
that you can
take your seat.
take a seat. Careful, this chair is jacked. So
So I think all of our chairs are so jacked now.
Yeah, we need new chairs for sure.
Yes, we do.
Mine's probably the best shape though.
Yeah,
you kept yours in good shape. You
I'm
were
pretty
kind
hard
to
on
the
mine.
choice.
You
Okay.
treated the chair.
I'll be keeping track of your comments
Gentle
here
with
now.
it.
Cool.
Alrighty.
Toby's saying he wishes Zelda had more of an important role in this game.
She's the princess. What are you
here's the
talking
thing.
about? She is the Twilight Princess.
Zelda, they should make a co-op Zelda game where Zelda is playable.
Yeah,
Where
because
you-
they
1 and
sort
2
of
player.
have that with the whole light arrow thing, and like Zelda
Yeah, dude,
may
they
as well
made
be
it
playable.
Phantom or the tracks,
Spirit tracks?
DS Spirit tracks.
Yeah, where
Oh,
she's like the
Tetra?
ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be really cool to have a co-op Zelda game where Zelda is a playable character. I really would like to see Nintendo do that. A regular original
This
says,
is no
Mike,
time
you,
for levity.
you say you enjoy Final Fantasy X at the moment. I assume you don't feel like 13 is too linear then? Like most people do, because in my opinion 10 is just as linear, yet people love it. You make a great point, and that's actually one of the things I criticize the most about Final Fantasy X. My biggest criticism of 13 was not its linearity, but its writing and storytelling and character development. Even the battle system, I didn't have such a big, it wasn't the best, but I didn't hate it nearly as much as other people did. I actually tend to kind of like linear games. One of my favorite franchises is Prince of Persia,
Oh,
and the Prince of Persia games are as linear as it gets, but
supposed to run out.
they're really fun. The
No, I
puzzle
think you're
solving
right.
and everything like that is really cool.
Think
And
you
so
go like downstairs or something.
for really story-driven games, I'm totally okay with them being linear. I would prefer them to be open, but I'm totally okay with games being linear as long as the story's good. And I think that's where Final Fantasy 13 suffered the most. We got Lally Date
Oh,
or
and you
Clan.
hit the L button.
This
to get
looks
up there and then
hugely
LZ to
influenced
target
by
them.
Shadow
Yeah,
of the
it's a joke.
Colossus. Maybe. I think-
With like the stone, everything's like wearing a stone kind of thing.
I think
kind of
that,
see that.
that desaturated, darker look is very similar. But I think in terms of character design, this game is
Oh,
very, very
you just did it
hugely
automatically.
unique
Gotcha.
in comparison to Shadow of the Colossus. We got Cynical Zorak, modern Nintendo, less creativity, more rehashing and nostalgia milking. I disagree.
I think Nintendo's still pretty creative. Of all the companies that were big in the 90s, Nintendo, they're still making some really, really good games.
Here's
Like, really good.
Here's the thing about calling Nintendo's latest releases about calling
Like
them rehashes.
Yeah.
Where do you stand there? What is your reason for thinking that? If you play the latest Mario game, or let's even go back one from there. Let's say Super Mario Galaxy. How is that a rehash of any earlier Mario game? How is that not a completely different way of interacting with Mario? This is a genuine question. I'd like to know your opinion on that. But
It's funny because the fact that it's Mario is like, okay, they're still making Mario games, but the games are pretty different.
They're vastly different. And each game feels different and it has similar elements. I think the closest you can get to saying something's rehashed, I still can't say it's rehashed, but Zelda feels like
Right.
it has held on the most to Ocarina of Time's innovations.
Yeah, they haven't made like Zelda Galaxy or anything like
Yeah,
that.
they haven't made it-
They're pretty...
They feel the most similar, but they're still different enough. They still add enough. Like this game doesn't feel like Ocarina of Time to me, even though it's largely
And,
influenced in terms of its game design philosophy. But it feels different and it feels unique. And
Skyward Sword was super
yeah,
different.
Skyward Sword feels very different from this game.
Yeah.
So I don't agree that Nintendo just is rehashing games these days. I think that Shigeru Miyamoto in particular, and especially when what they tried to do with motion controls to varied success, made those games feel so different, and the way you interact with them feels so different that I just can't agree that they're rehashing games.
And you got to play Splatoon.
Yeah,
you have to try
Splatoon's
Splatoon.
a brand new IP.
It is really good.
Pikmin 3 is a relatively new IP.
Yeah.
They're just not making like rated M new IP, and I think that bothers people.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem is a very, very unique game, and I don't know. I think Nintendo does really great work for their first party games. Let's see. Mordecai, what's up, by the way? I don't think I said hi to you earlier. Shadow of the Colossus was released in 2005 before Twilight. So they're talking about whether it was influenced by it.
Yeah.
Probably
Colossus
not,
came first.
because I'm
but-
sure this game was in development long before,
right after Wind Waker.
long before Shadow of the Colossus
That's probably true.
began or was released.
Was the other
Yeah,
way
they
around.
spend 3 or 4 years on each of these Zelda games.
Jack Matei says, I hate you, Wariolasky, for not responding to my comments. JK, but seriously, I miss when there was only 5. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I can't remember.
Put your question in again. I'll answer it now.
Sometimes we get talking about something for a while and we miss a few. We're trying.
Livestream.net. Most games are super linear, but good design and storytelling disguises it. That's very true.
It's true. It's true. Like 2D platformers, like
Yeah.
as linear as you can really be.
We got June. A Link Between Worlds was amazing. I liked what I've played of it so far too. Jogo, what software do you use to record games in 1080p 60 FPS? I use for consoles. I use I can't remember what the software is called, but it comes with the Elgato capture card. So I use an Elgato capture card to capture HD footage from consoles. It uses the HDMI input and output. And it comes bundled with software that you can use for recording games. For PC games, I actually use NVIDIA's Shadow Play, which is compatible with most of their newer graphics cards. So if you have an NVIDIA, I think 660 or above, a GeForce 660 or above, you can download from NVIDIA's website the GeForce Experience, which is kind of like a little It's like a way to manage your graphics card, basically. But you pull that up, and Shadow Play is built right into that, and you can record your desktop or the gaming window that you're playing, and it records really, really, really good footage and keeps the file sizes small. It does really good at balancing that. So that's what I use for recording games on PC. We got Shot Storm.
Yeah, I gotta get the sword machine.
Good luck until the end. Thank you. Sticky Sock. A Link Between Worlds was indeed amazing. Mordecai and Mike, are you excited for The Last Guardian? I am. I'm not as excited as I was back when it was announced because it's been so many years now, and I'm become very skeptical of how that game's been developed. So
By many years, you mean?
I mean like 10 years.
Many years.
Yeah.
That's just
Like a confusing amount of time.
Something went
Something
wrong
went-
there.
yeah.
I don't know what, but I'm a little more skeptical of the game now because of that. What's your favorite anime series? This is from Brandon Kwan. I would say,
Cowboy Bebop.
and I would
for me,
say
good one.
Samurai Champloo.
Samurai Champloo. That's Shinichiro
Samurai Champloo's
Watanabe,
awesome.
though. That guy's
Same
a
guy,
beast. Yeah.
but
But
wonderful
also,
series.
one I've been getting into, I can't wait for the next season to come out, is Attack on Titan.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
I wouldn't say it's as good as Cowboy Bebop, but it's definitely got my attention. Like, I want to see where they're going.
you definitely don't. It's not a forgettable
No.
experience watching that show.
That is.
It leaves a
that
mark
is for
on
sure.
you for sure.
Yeah.
Whether or not you're going to like the mark it leaves on you is totally dependent on what you're into. But you definitely don't forget that once you've watched it. It's pretty crazy show.
Yeah. I was
Also, the
watching
first
Sword
half
Art
of,
Online for a while too.
The first half of Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah,
First half.
Oh,
first half
yes.
of Full Metal Alchemist. If you've watched
Yeah.
Brotherhood, the ending of that's much better. But
Yeah. Full Metal Alchemist is great.
Sticky Sock says, because Wolf Link is one of the only new ideas in Twilight Princess, and I really don't like Wolf Link.
Right.
It feels like
It's-
a worse
it's
Ocarina
a
of
good
Time with
point.
dumb mechanic. I don't hate Wolf Link. I do think that it's not like the greatest gameplay mechanic. I don't feel like it's dumb like you do, but
I'm not.
I
a
also
huge
don't.
fan.
I don't think the story
of the
is
Wolf.
similar enough to Ocarina of Time to make this game feel like a rehash. It's a very different story, and I like the whole idea of the Twilight Realm. One of my
Yeah, yeah.
here's a little
It's
bit
like
of a
the Dark
spoiler
World.
for this game. So if you don't want spoilers, turn it down for about 15 seconds. The idea of that that mirror later in the game, where they would take prisoners in the real Hyrule world and send them into the Twilight Realm as like a banishment or punishment to the prisoners, was one of the darkest, coolest ideas thematically that I think I've seen in any Zelda game. And this game has a lot of that sort of stuff going on in its storytelling that did not happen in Ocarina of Time, and that's why I love this game.
Turn back up.
Ronald Harmon's calling us bastards for some reason. They left Tenchu Z on a cliff. They left Tenchu Z on a cliffhanger. He's talking about the developers of that. I've never played that.
Oh right.
I know what you mean about The Last Guardian.
That
The
dog
longer
is just
something
like-
takes to come out,
It's
we experience fatigue and the less are less excited. Yeah, that's true.
Why is it switching?
Sticky Sock says, good anime choices. Have you seen Full Metal Alchemist? I think we talked about that. I've seen both of the animes. Brotherhood. What I would
Oh,
suggest is watching the first half of the first show, then switching to Brotherhood for the second half.
Yeah, it catches you up pretty quick.
Yeah. He just said never mind. So, do you guys watch any anime reviewers? No.
Actually, no. Yeah.
No. I'm not that into anime, so.
Right. I watch anime mostly to learn Japanese. And they're cool, interesting stories for sure. I love the art style and stuff like that. But I'm not like, I don't think any of us are like that into it.
I watch quite a bit of anime actually. Again, with my wife, we watch a few series. One we're watching right now is Kimi ni Toroke, and then we were watching Clanad as well.
Nice. Steve
Anime's
says,
fun.
when is the new Zelda console game coming out? It should be this year, the end of this year.
Yes.
And it's gonna be
Should
a
be
dual
November.
release, I think, on NX and Wii U. So
Yeah, we don't know any more than
then that.
than you
Really.
can find online, but it that's what seems to be the case.
Okay, we got. Do you guys? Oh, okay. Ricker and David, Twilight Princess story is different, but the gameplay progression is similar. 3 things to get, then more dungeons, final boss, all that stuff. Yes, and that's true in terms of its design philosophy and progression philosophy. Zelda has had a hard time getting away too far from what Ocarina of Time started. I actually think Majora's Mask of all of them is surprisingly like the most different in that regard, because there aren't as many temples.
And Princess Zelda isn't even in it.
Yeah, and like
she's not even a character.
Like the mask collection and stuff like that, really made it feel different than Ocarina of Time.
Dude, this bird's gonna kill me.
Yeah, you gotta get out, man.
Okay. How do you jump as Midna? How do you do the Midna jump?
Oh, you hit L.
Oh,
she has to appear though.
She has to. You have to target basically onto something.
That's what I thought.
If you, there you go.
Here
See what says L? Now
Okay.
you're good.
I was gonna say I know I need to get up there.
Let's see.
Whoa, that's a weird.
Ronald Harmon, sorry for the confusion.
Yeah, this is a
Mad
pretty bad
that they
frame.
left the game on a cliffhanger. Oh yeah, we figured that out eventually. Regular original game. I'm looking forward to the most right now is Dark Souls 3.
What
But
button?
more than Dark Souls.
Hey, so you hold
After
Z.
Dark
you
Souls
target
3
it.
is actually No Man's Sky and Final Fantasy
You
15.
sneak up on
No
this
Man's
joke.
Sky is an interesting game. I've seen, the stuff from E3 on it, but I don't know, it hasn't really like grabbed me completely. Mostly because I don't have a PS4, I think though.
I want to see that guy.
But Final
Oh, he
Fantasy
disappeared.
15 looks great too.
Yeah, 15 looks cool.
We got Toby Peralta. Digibro is a great anime YouTube channel. Digibro. Okay, so we'll have to look into that.
Digibro.
He's an anime reviewer on YouTube.
Cool.
Digibro. Digital
Bros,
Bros.
Digimon gonna chomp ya.
Alyssa Mew Mew. What do you guys think about Twilight Princess art design? Waiting for an answer. Personally.
It's really
Awesome.
cool.
It's my favorite.
Yeah,
my
it's the
favorite in the
best.
series by far. By
Yeah.
like a pretty wide margin. I love this look. I wish they would go back to it or something similar.
Yeah, this is cool.
Fidel is just saying they praised it already. Sticky Sock. That's why I like Link Between Worlds and Majora's Mask, because the structure is different. Link Between Worlds item rent system and wall merge are awesome. Yeah, that's a good point. A Link Between Worlds does feel pretty different from like this formula of Zelda game. And the item rent system was really interesting. And I think that game having such a different feel in that way in terms of its gameplay mechanics was a direct result of them coming to this conclusion as a studio that Zelda's been too samey. And I think that that's what they're doing with the next console Zelda release as well. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to feel really different from any Zelda game you've played before.
Yeah.
So they've gotten the message
forward
now,
to
but
it.
they definitely milked that Ocarina of Time feel for quite a few years. But I still, again, don't feel like it's a rehash. I think that
it's not
they did
necessarily-
enough. But Zelda is the closest to a rehash that Nintendo is doing. I don't think Nintendo's Mario games feel like rehashes at all. I
The
don't
closest would be like the new Super Mario Brothers series.
Yeah.
feel like, yeah,
But
I
that
can
was a
see
welcome, they hadn't made a 2D platformer in 15 years or something, and that was,
A lot of people feel that way about New Super Mario Brothers, though, and
Yeah.
I just
They're fun. Have you
after
played
playing
it?
all the way through
They're
them,
so fun.
like the Wii U, the Wii U New Super Mario Brothers, I loved playing
Yeah.
that because
Yeah.
the thing about 2D Mario games is that
There's not a lot to change.
there's not a lot to change about the way you interact with it. It's all about level design, and that's what Mario
Yeah.
Maker has proved. Is that the creativity in 2D Mario platforming games all comes in how you design the levels, and Nintendo is masterful at that. And so the new levels in New Super Mario Brothers Wii U versus New Super Mario Brothers Wii is enough to make it engaging and challenging and fun. And it does not feel like a rehash because those levels are so different.
You know what's interesting? If you ever get to feeling like, oh, Mario, they need to change some things, just go look at the list of items, the complete list of items and things you can place in Mario Maker.
Yeah.
It's like hundreds of things.
It's so much stuff.
It's easy to think of Mario as just
Yeah.
like a pretty simple, straightforward thing, but it's like, nah.
There's a lot to it.
If you've played Mario Maker, you know that that's not true. Like,
Yeah.
It seems simple. That's the brilliance of Mario, is that anyone can jump in and play it. But it really is so much more complex than it looks.
Because other companies have been trying to replicate those Mario games. They can't do it.
Yeah.
Like Miyamoto and, what's the other guy's name? The other guy.
Tetsuya Nomura.
Not Tetsuya Nomura. The guy with Nintendo, and he produces Mario
Koji
stuff
Kondo.
now. No, I can't remember his name.
I can't remember either.
Anyways, the other guy who everyone forgets, but also came up with Mario with Miyamoto. Those guys are know something that nobody else can get.
Okay, we got Katurgis. Twilight Princess feels more like a sequel to Ocarina of Time than Majora's Mask
He'll
did.
totally.
I actually agree with that. I think that Ocarina of Time story translates into this game a little better than it does even for Majora's Mask, even though Majora's Mask is like a direct sequel.
Mm-hmm.
So, I agree with that. Recurring David, I agree about the differences between Zelda games here. Still one of my favorite series, though, don't get me wrong.
Cool.
Regular original, no PS4. Still haven't played Bloodborne then? Missing out big time. I can't afford it, man.
No PS4 yet.
I can't afford it.
We're working on it.
Maybe someday, but here's the thing about PS4. Bloodborne is literally the only exclusive game on PS4 that I am interested in playing. In terms of exclusives. That's it. I cannot justify purchasing a $450 console or whatever to play one game.
Unless it's Final Fantasy VII Remake, but that's not for a while.
It's not going to be exclusive.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Just wait.
Final Fantasy 15 won't be exclusive.
That's
Final
true.
Fantasy Type 0 was not exclusive. Like, all these games that I was thinking about buying PS4 to get are not exclusive. And I just can't justify spending that much money on a console, as good as the console is, to play one game. Because everything else I'm going to want to play on my PC anyways.
Yeah, PC.
I've been thinking that the new Zelda will be more like an Elder Scrolls game. Is that just me? No, I think that they've actually said something like that.
Actually, Aonuma. Yeah.
I think he said that he had been playing or had been watching Skyrim and thought he wanted to incorporate world
Zelda,
building like that into Zelda.
Which is great because Skyrim needs what Zelda has.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, it does.
The combat system and just meshing those two worlds is like dream come true type stuff. So.
Jogo says, did you beat Witcher 3 Heart of Stone? No. I'm waiting to start the DLC till it's all out because I'm going to start a new playthrough from the beginning and I might incorporate that into a Witcher 3 review. So I'm kind of waiting for the next expansion to come out first and then I'll finish all the DLC. I played it a little bit and I've seen some stuff from it online, but I haven't beaten it myself. The Smash Brothers is a rehash in my opinion, not the rest. That's from regular original.
Interesting.
But then again, so is every fighting game.
Yeah, some are rehashes, some aren't.
Depends on what you mean by rehash, because like it has so many different modes, and it feels completely different to play. The new one versus Brawl, I can't stand playing Brawl. Like for some reason, like just the game feels so slow to me. And I got like this muscle memory from playing Melee so much because I think I played that for like over 1,000 hours logged on my memory card on the GameCube. I got so like just like my muscles memorized in what sequence to do certain moves and combos, especially with like Fox or a lot of the faster characters, that when I moved to Brawl, I couldn't pull those combos off because it just felt so slow.
But the combos were the same, right?
They were the same.
Everything looks the same. The controls, everything is the same. And I think the difference, I wouldn't call the new Smash Brothers like a rehash necessarily. It's just that there's a new console, and let's put a Smash Brothers game on that new console.
And there are new characters.
And they're not pretending that it's something different from the original. It's just, hey, there's a new console. Everyone has it now. No one's busting out their N64 anymore nowadays. Let's make Smash Wii U kind of thing, you know? And it's the same. Don't fix what's not broken. The only difference is it's not on your new console, so put it there. So I think that's fine, even though it's basically the same game.
Incorporating online play.
Yeah, that is cool.
The online play
modes
needed to be
stuff,
improved
like,
for sure.
Yeah.
You know, that stuff
It's still
improves
a
the
bit
game.
too slow.
So, James M., I have this fantasy of playing a bright and cartoony game like Wind Waker or Super Mario Sunshine, but with Dark Souls or Super Metroid style gameplay. That'd be interesting.
That'd be cool.
It'd be cool if someone came up with a game like that.
Make it. Oh, this is like the whole Princess Mononoke like part of freaking Twilight Princess. These light animals and things like that.
It's the Patronus.
The Patronus, yeah. Pretty cool.
Ronald Harmon says Hidetaki Miyazaki plus Shigeru Miyamoto equals The Legend of Souls. Would be a great game.
Oh,
Hidetaki
cool.
Miyazaki is the director of Dark Souls.
Cool.
Recurring David James, that's a very fancy. Let's see. Somebody asked something I wanted to. Jack Bate, for your information, my question was why do I love your channel so much, but it has so little subscribers? It has so little subscribers because I have not been consistent in upload schedule. That is the reason why. And that is integral on YouTube these days. If you do not have a consistent upload schedule and people don't know when the next thing's coming, they will forget you. And their feed will become filled with other channels they're watching and you will get buried. YouTube is structured that way so that if you don't upload all the time, not even necessarily all the time, but just if your viewers don't know when exactly the next thing is coming, they will not be able to find you again if they haven't seen you in a while. So my upload schedule was so inconsistent and just totally like uncoordinated and unorganized that that's the reason why the Final Fantasy videos continued even with re-uploading them to get lots and lots of views because people were searching for that. They wanted that content.
Yeah.
But the subscriber count didn't go up because it's like, oh, when was the last time this guy uploaded a video? Well, this was up like a year and a half ago. Like, that's not, you don't subscribe to something that you don't feel like is gonna, consistently entertain you. June, Uncharted doesn't interest you? Yeah, that's an exclusive game, and no, it doesn't. And the reason why is because I feel like Uncharted's... Okay, so I had talked earlier in the stream about how your gameplay mechanics should incorporate your thematic content, and they should be cohesive. They should be able to go together. And how, in a way that it's like you can tell the story by playing the game just as much as by watching a cutscene. And Uncharted is a huge example of how games are avoiding trying to make those two things work, in my opinion. Uncharted, the story is about explorers solving mysteries, historical mysteries, and finding treasure. Uncharted, the video game, is about shooting people in just massive waves, just murdering hundreds and hundreds of people. I guess you don't have to call it murder because they attacked me first, so it's self-defense. But right. The game is about shooting and killing as many people as they can throw at you. This newest game has this like sequence where you're driving through this village and just destroying things, and
these are people's houses.
The impact that would have on that town's economy would be just devastating. None of that matters because the gameplay and the story elements have no cohesion whatsoever. And that drives me crazy. The Last of Us, on the other hand, does that perfectly. Its thematic content and its gameplay content are a perfect match. And so The Last of Us, to me, is one of the greatest games ever made. And Uncharted is just, to me, it does not feel right. The game's story and the gameplay makes no sense to me. That game should be all about exploration in terms of the mechanics. Puzzle solving and exploration, not about shooting people. So that's my problem with Uncharted. Recurring David, I'm thinking a PS4 just for The Last Guardian since I like Team Eco. And that might be a reason. When that comes out, and if people are like going crazy about it, 2 games might convince me to buy a PS4. We'll see. But the other thing is being able to play Final Fantasy 15 when it comes out, or Final Fantasy 7 when it comes out.
That's a pretty big deal.
That might push me too. So if it's like those 4 games are a reason to do it, especially if we can stream it the day it comes out or whatever, that might be a reason to pick up the PS4. Regular Original said, okay, your online argument made me take that back. That was needed for Smash Brothers. I just online is important stuff. Yeah. Recurring David, Princess Mononoke for the win. It's a great movie. I love that movie.
Oh yeah.
Steve's asking, you played any Lego games? If so, what are your
That's
favorites?
funny.
I haven't played any Lego
That's how
games
they do it in
recently.
the Twilight realm, though. They have those.
You played Lego like Harry Potter, right?
Played Lego
Like
Star
Harry
Wars
Potter,
for a while.
Lego Star Wars.
Yeah.
The last Lego
They're
game
fun,
I played
they're
was
funny.
Lego Island.
That's like
I
man.
mentioned loved Lego Island. Steve played that with me, so.
That's funny.
Have you played Ni no Kuni? This is from the livestream.net. Yes, I need to get back into that. I got way sidetracked, but I was actually having a lot of fun with that. I got maybe like 15 or 20% through that game, though.
That game looks beautiful.
Shazad says, it's midnight where I am. I'm exhausted. Take care, guys. Shazad, thanks
Shazad,
for
thanks for coming, man. Peace.
See you,
Peace
man.
out. See you later. Toby Peralta. Oh, man, Ni no Kuni is great. Recurring David. It's a shame about upload schedule algorithm. While I love channels that upload weekly, I'm always happy to see you guys in my sub feed because of quality over quantity. But here's the great thing.
Right.
The channel is no longer just me.
Right.
We got Case and Alan working on videos, so we can release videos of that quality and each spend a month working on them, and then
Yeah.
have 3 videos plus like an extra one that I do. So you can still get that quality because the 3 of us are all working on different things, and still get the weekly quantity as well. So I think the channel is going to really start to take off here this year because of that. Brandon Kwan, any plans on your Dark Pixel music channel? For the time being, I'm dropping that because I don't have time for it. I wanted to really dedicate my time to this channel and of course to the main channel. So that's about all the time in my day that I have. I did remix very recently for Dancing Mad, but having to sit down and like make a video for that, I just don't have time to do it. I would be sacrificing working on a gaming video.
Right.
And then I wouldn't be able to be consistent with the uploads. So
It's funny. The reason we started so many channels, and that doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of how many things we're interested in. Like, we're all musicians. We're all video gamers. We're all filmmakers. We all do a lot of... We all play sports. Like, we're all into a lot of different things. And so we want to just, like, we want to make music videos and stuff, but... I don't know, you just have to prioritize. You just have to pick a few things, and you can't do everything the way we want to.
yeah, when you start getting into, you're trying to make something of like exceptional quality, the amount of time that goes into that means that you have to say, okay, I have to spend this much time to this. That means I can't do this anymore. And so the music channel is one of those things I've had to kind of just say, I'm not going to do that. Live stream, same with our channel. I don't post stuff regularly. I've been posting your Final Fantasy content on our Facebook page. I appreciate that. I really do. Thanks for sharing
Thank you,
that.
yeah.
But
Awesome.
yeah, like you're saying, without consistency on YouTube, you can't get anywhere. You have to be not just consistent, you have to be perfectly consistent. And so that's been my goal for the gaming channel this year is we will not miss a single upload.
Did she not mention yet?
Yeah, how do you attack multiple guys?
You
She
have
hasn't
to
said
Now
that.
she's gonna tell
I know
me.
he had to do that first, but then he got hit, and you don't get hearts in this mode.
Hold down B. There we go.
Regular Original said, "Wow, you just changed my view on the Uncharted series. I used to love that game." Look, you can still love it. you don't have to. Because there's something to be said about can the game just be really fun to play? Some people, they don't necessarily care about its artistic consistency or thematic content matching the gameplay. That doesn't have to be a big deal to you. You can still love it. It doesn't make it wrong because this is my view on it. It's just how I see it. It doesn't feel consistent to me. So that's why Uncharted 4 doesn't incentivize me to buy a PlayStation 4. That's all I'm going for with that. Reoccurring David said, speaking of uploading schedule, you have to upload a lot to get lots of subs on YouTube. It's been a problem in the last few years-ish with YouTube. Yeah, and we've been trying to adapt to YouTube's system. It used to be perfect. And then when Google bought it and they started implementing all their changes, YouTube has just become more and more difficult to really build an audience on. But that again should inspire creativity. How do we then deal with this problem rather than blaming YouTube for all of our lack of success? How do we use YouTube? And that's what we're getting into. And all the changes that you're seeing in the channels now, all the kind of new directions we're going with things are our response. to being able to use YouTube as a tool to build an audience in the way that its algorithms work today. June says, very good points on Uncharted. I've actually never played them. I was just bringing it up since it's exclusive. Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
Jack Pate, I forgot to thank you for watching Mayweather versus Canelo epilogue. Oh, yeah. He was asking me for, I don't know, probably 5 streams in a row to watch that. Yeah, I liked it. I think I talked to you about it before. So, Katurigas, you guys should watch One Punch Man. It's awesome. Is that an anime?
It is. Yeah.
One Punch Man.
Sweet. Sounds awesome.
FCG Pajamaj. Pamaj, maybe? 1:30 in Norway now. How long will you be streaming? Sorry, man. We usually will get started quite a bit earlier. Today we got started later because we had to wait for Twilight Princess to come in the mail because it came out today. But usually we'll get started at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time where we live. So that should make it not quite so late for you where you're at in Norway. But thanks for sticking with us that late. That's cool. I mean, tomorrow is Saturday, so hopefully you don't have to be at work or anything. Elwin 505, I can't believe you've played Lego Island as well. First sandbox game I played. Yeah, first open world game I ever played. Yeah. Lego Island. It blew my mind. The second one I played because Lego Island's kind of small, but the first large open world sandbox game I played was Spider-Man 2. That game was sick. June, I'm new to the channel. Sorry if this is a common knowledge, but I like that Dark Pixel shirt. Are they for sale? Yes.
Actually, yeah.
They are for sale. Let me, are you signed in here, Landon?
Yeah.
You're going to see a comment below from Landon Sperry.
From Landon Sperry, yeah.
And it's going to have the link to our Dark Pixel shop.
And it's got some of the videos that we've done recently, like our new Mario parkour or our Star Wars Mario Kart mashup stuff. There's some t-shirts for that stuff too, so...
Oh, it doesn't let you put web addresses in this.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm going to have to type it in without the .com. Dark Pixel Shop.
Oh. By the way, guys, we were on television in Japan yesterday.
Yeah.
We were on Fuji TV, so that's one of the bigger networks in Japan. And they showed our Mario parkour video. You should go check it out. It's pretty sweet. So I think the second or maybe third time we've been on TV in Japan.
Yeah, it was really cool actually.
Yeah.
Because
they have these Japanese celebrities
reacting to their TV all the time, so it's kind of funny to watch them
fun.
reacting to the video. Brandon Kwan, what are your favorite genres of music? For me personally, I'm very much into modern prog rock or progressive metal. Bands like Intervals and Periphery. I also really like modern classical music, which is essentially what all
soundtrack stuff,
movie soundtracks are,
yeah,
and video game soundtracks. That's primarily what I listen to, just those two. But I appreciate kind of a wide variety. I like a lot of classic rock, and even a lot of you might call it soft rock. I was real into Chicago growing up. I think their music's really, really just very, very well constructed. I was real into disco for a while. I still kind of like it, even as silly as it is. It gets you moving. It's good music.
Definitely.
Bee Gees.
Bee Gees
fetching
Earth, Wind and Fire.
Earth, Wind and Fire fetching rules.
Yeah.
Freaking Celebration. Celebrate good times.
I would just say Kung Fu.
Oh shoot! What are they called?
It is with a K. Cool in the Gang.
Cool in the Gang.
That's it.
Cool in the Gang, dude. Yeah. How about you guys? For music.
Favorite genre? Oh, geez, I love the blues. I freaking love the blues. And Stevie Ray Vaughan, I think, is my favorite musician.
He's wonderful. I like a lot of metal stuff. I like a lot of 80s metal. I like 90s metal. I've been getting into this is probably 10 years ago, but I got a lot into some symphony metal, band called Nightwish. I was pretty into for a while. And just big sounding stuff with awesome guitar and things because I play guitar, so that's what I'm into.
Steve's asking, or just saying, since you don't have time to do everything you want, why don't you start hiring interns to help make more consistent videos?
We don't have money either.
We would love to. I can't tell you how much we would love to.
We would.
We don't make very much money right now. That will happen
Sorry.
as things begin to change. We're making a lot of changes in the business right now. Very exciting things coming, and hopefully we'll get to the point within the next year or two where we can start bringing on more members, and we will certainly be reaching out to people that we know that we can trust to fill roles that we need filled. Mordecai, Spider-Man 2 is a masterpiece? No, not by any stretch of the imagination, but it was really fun. Reoccurring David, your commentary on Lego Island on top 30 games was great. I wonder if I might be able to play it. I don't know. If you can find a way to play that game today, let me know, because I'd love to go back and replay that. But that game was hugely influential for me as a kid. Let's see. June said, thanks for the link. You're welcome. Can you make a black sweater with that Imaginary Warzone logo? Yes, we can.
we?
I can add.
You'll have to check back later.
Hoodies and sweatshirts to it. So I'll look into that. If
I think they're more expensive.
They will cost you more.
Maybe almost quite a bit more.
But I can put some up there if you guys are interested in that. We haven't had anybody asking about the shop
There's like a
before,
spirit
so
down there.
I talked to him.
we've only had one purchase on that shop so far. We're still just trying to get it figured out, like
Yeah.
how we're going to integrate that. into
We
our
haven't made
videos
a
and
big
stuff.
announcement or anything yet.
But yeah, we'll look into that. Katurigas, do you guys like Pink Floyd and Rush?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh.
Great,
Oh yeah.
great bands.
Yeah, Pink Floyd's great. Rush is just awesome.
Do you ship?
We like
out-
Boston too.
Oh,
If
Boston.
you listen
so
to
good.
Rush and Pink Floyd,
Oh,
you'd like
man.
Boston. I mean, you
Boston's
probably know who they
so
are. But
killer. Okay, this one I'm not sure about. Regular Originals asking if we ship outside the U.S. We do with American Apparel, right? That was the whole
No.
reason that we
It does
went.
ship internet.
That was the whole
that's
reason
true.
we went to them
Okay.
was so that we could ship international.
with instead of Squarespace's.
And
deal.
is it a similar price kind of thing?
I think it will cost more for shipping. I think
Okay.
that, the shipping might kill you a little bit, but
Yeah, it's all made here. So.
But so you can get it shipped outside of the United States.
If I throws it when
The
he
regular
bites it.
original looks like
So
he's
cool.
in Sweden. So
Oh, cool.
Sweden, yeah.
Sweden, dude.
Fidelio says Radiohead. I like Radiohead.
Radiohead's good. Yeah.
I have a friend who's
fun.
really into Radiohead, and he every time I hang out with him, he's always like has a Radiohead song on in the background of his house or something. Thomas.
Oh, really?
I can see that. That totally
He's
makes sense.
huge into
Yeah.
Radiohead.
That's funny. They're good. I like them.
Let's see. Alyssa Mew Mew. If Final Fantasy 13 had more development time, would the story have been better presented?
They made that game backwards. That's the problem. I don't know if more time can fix that.
Yeah,
They started
the whole
out doing
problem.
concept art.
Here was the whole problem with Square and their development philosophy at that time. They released a trailer for Final Fantasy 13 without knowing what the story was. They had so many artists working on this game. Who was it? There was a guy who said he went to like tour Square Enix at the time, and they had like all of these artists working on these games, and it was just like,
But they were just drawing things.
why
and,
on earth do you have these many artists like drawing concepts? Like, what
I mean,
about
the game
people
looks good,
writing the
right?
story and the people programming the battle mechanics? Like, they designed characters, not wrote characters, designed characters, what they look like, the fashion they wear.
yeah.
And they said, "Oh, this looks sweet. Let's make a trailer of her doing all this flashy fighting. Now let's make a game based on that." That's how they made Final Fantasy 13, and that's why that game is bad.
And that's so backwards from how they were for the first 10 Final Fantasies. They didn't do that.
Hironobu Sakaguchi,
But they got so into their cutscenes. They love
Yeah.
their cutscenes way
because
too
they
much.
did pioneer
It's
that.
bad. They did. It's true.
They pioneered the
Final Fantasy 9
the
looks.
FMV cutscenes.
Those FMVs look freaking brilliant. They look so
Oh
good.
crap!
But they fell in love with it way too much.
Yeah, they got carried away. And Final Fantasy, the original Final Fantasy, Hironobu Sakaguchi's quote, because Square was struggling, he said, "I don't think I'm very good at making action games. I think I'm better at telling a story." From the very
There you
beginning,
go.
Final Fantasy was
That's
about
Square
telling
right
a
there.
story, not about making great art. It was about telling a story.
And that's like RPG is the game style, I guess, that where you can tell the deepest type of story. It's the most. A lot of times it's pretty linear, but that's because they're telling a story and it progresses at a certain rate, and you don't choose the story yourself. It's already there. You're just experiencing it, and when you take that element out of an RPG,
Yeah.
it's like it just becomes battles and cutscenes, and that's just not as cool.
It's not as engaging. Yeah. Okay, we got Fidelio saying Beach Boys with heart.
Beach Boys, yeah.
Ronald Harmon, thoughts on Dragon Force or Blind Guardian?
Okay, so I actually am into I'm into Dream Theater and Symphony X and those bands. Blind Guardian can be a little too screamy. What was the other one you mentioned?
Dragon Force.
Dragon Force. Okay, so I didn't get into them as much, and I guess it's because they were a little more shameless, I guess, in their lyrics and things. They have some amazing guitar, but I do like something that Dream Theater does extremely well is that they aren't just constant double kick drums going and guitar solo the whole song. The way that I get that vibe from Dragon Force a little too much. It's kind of like a grand finale fireworks show, and you don't ever get the small intricacies and subtleties. It's just straight up boom, and it's crazy, and it just goes that way for 5 minutes, and then it's over, and it's like, holy crap. But I want to build up. I don't want, I want anyway. So
Yeah.
that's why I prefer things like Dream Theater over Dragon Force.
Yeah.
Although those guys are freaking talented.
Okay, Steve saying interns work for free for the experience. Yes, but here's my experience with anyone working for free. It's just you're not motivated to do.
I know
that
they don't actually do very good work unless it's like for school credit. But if we're gonna take on an intern for like film school credit or something, or animation or something, then we would have to settle that with the school first, and the school would have to send somebody along to our like intern program and make sure that their interns would be learning something.
Yeah, the school
good.
would have to approve it.
They'd have to approve it in order to authorize an internship. And I don't know what that process is like. Maybe you guys can tell us, but I don't think it's as easy as it sounds.
Okay, Netro, I'm a media guy by every means. I'll have my resume ready.
Cool.
Yeah. You know what? I'll let you know. If anyone is interested in doing work for us,
Yeah.
especially if it comes to things like visual effects, or if you're into like marketing or something like that, you have a skill that you can offer
Music,
us.
anything.
I'm hoping that here in the next couple of years we'll be able to begin expanding the company. So, be ready. We could definitely use some help, and we will in the future.
Yeah. Also, we've actually had a lot of people work for us for free. It's cool for the first couple weeks, and then it's just hard to stay motivated and to do. Especially a lot of people are just trying to build their own resume.
Yeah.
And by working with us, then we tell them what to do, and if they don't like it, they're like, screw you, this is for my resume, and I'm doing this for free, so I'm going to do what I want. And we've had that happen a couple times, and
Yeah.
we just, it's just not as easy as
It's
it
just
sounds.
better to pay someone for their work,
Right.
and to pay
People
them
should
what
be
they're
paid.
worth. And if they do
Yeah.
quality work, pay them what they're worth. That's
Yeah.
that's what I think is the best philosophy. And
Yeah.
so I'm reluctant to
To not
try and
pay
get someone to
someone.
do excellent
Because
work
we're getting paid.
and not pay them for it.
Right.
Because I know what that's like.
Yeah.
I know what it's like to do excellent work and be paid completely way under what you're worth.
Yeah.
And it's a horrible feeling. And
Happens to us.
to
a
be
lot.
motivated to do the difficult work that we do, you have to be satisfied with it when it's done.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get burned out, and then you start hating what you do, and that's what I want to avoid at all costs.
Yep.
Livestream.net says I've tried selling stuff on Redbubble, but shipping costs are a big issue.
It's true.
Yeah.
My wife sells things on Redbubble, and if you want to make a profit, you need to mark. Like, they
Way
take
up.
a huge amount.
Really?
Yeah.
And even where we're selling, they do, but it's not as bad. It's one of the better compromises that we found. So.
Yeah.
Especially for the quality of the shirts, like these are really good shirts. The fabric's really nice. So, Brandon Kwan, what do you like the best about your YouTube channel? The streams, making the reviews, or playing the games? I enjoy making the reviews the most.
Yeah. That's kind of the most creative part for us. Is
Yeah.
like the game is what it is, and it's fun and love it. but making the reviews is where you get to decide. All right, this is where I'm going to play this song. These are the edits I'm going to show and cut to this and.
Because something I've always tried to do with the reviews for the channel is make them an emotional experience for the people watching. You know, they can feel the impact that these games have had on me and on others. And if you've played it before, you're feeling what you felt when you originally played those. And being able to sort of construct that emotional journey through the video is lots of fun to figure out. Boosh, we did it. We got to
Finally,
the green
We're a
tune.
dude again. Finally.
This is now, we've reached the point where the game starts to get really good.
Yeah, this is where
All
the
the
game
stuff
starts.
preceding this are my biggest complaints about the game.
It's just too long.
now
It's
that
way
we're
too
here, the game starts to get really
long.
sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Katurigas, I didn't know that you have a shop. Now I must have a Dark Pixel t-shirt.
See,
Awesome,
we should
guys.
tell people we have a shop. We've
We
had it
don't
for
ever-
months.
We
We've had it
don't,
for
we don't
almost
like
a year.
pushing stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
there
I know.
if you guys want a shirt. Basically.
It's
But
it's part of the
don't
reason.
feel like you gotta hop on over there.
And we are bad at letting people know, but we don't want to come across as like, I don't know, like we're
Like we're out
just
for your
making
money.
money off of you guys, and it's like we don't. So we
not.
have all these things and we don't push them because we're just like we're doing what we like, and you guys are watching, and that's what more
I'm
could
just
we ask
so
for?
happy that you guys appreciate the quality and the hard work we put into these videos. And the fact that you praise the quality all the time just like
Right.
makes me feel so good
nice.
because I put so much effort into these videos. And so like I love this interaction with you guys. I don't
know,
want you
yeah.
to ever feel like I'm out for your money. So
That's why we're
support us if you want to.
We'll make a video eventually, but
We will make a video eventually, but I want to do it in a way where it does not at all feel like I'm trying to get money out of you guys. I'm
Right.
not.
Right.
I just love interacting with you. So,
yeah.
Alyssa Mew Mew, what is your opinion on the Final Fantasy 13 OST? I really like the soundtrack. That's my favorite part of Final Fantasy 13. The music's great.
I remember when it first came out, we were listening to that battle theme. That it was so like it was so Japanese pop without the vocals, kind of. But it's a cool song. I actually like it.
I think it
but-
really works with the undertones of the distorted guitar and the driving.
It's true, and they had that bass going.
It's really cool. I like it. Jack Bate, can you mention my bro's name?
Sure.
Buttmas? That cannot be your bro's name.
How's it spelled?
Buttmas.
I'm a little
I'm
skeptical
skeptical
about
that's your brother's real name. I apologize if that's offensive, but I've never heard the name Buttmas before. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong.
that may be his online name.
Especially since your name is
Yeah, we
Jack
might be being
Bate.
offensive right now. So
Jack Bate, is your brother's name Buttmas Bate? Just to answer the question, I don't know.
we're being
Where,
trolled
wait,
so
Jack,
hard.
where are you from?
Yeah, where are you from?
I think if I'm not mistaken, I don't know where Jack is from actually. I'm not sure where Jack is from.
That's why you were on all fours like a beast.
The recurving David, Netro, you can't use the sword. You can't use the sword. He's talking to Netro. And his head just flies back. I just opened up my copy, and it's been playing. I've been playing up to that part. Haven't got the sword. Oh, he's playing this game right now.
No,
Oh,
sweet.
dude, crazy, freaking Twilightception.
Recurring David. Also, Psy, the tears section is over, and Link is in the proper clothes. Yay! So people are
I
excited
know.
to see that part.
I know. Ugh.
This is the game. Not
Steve's
what you saw before.
Steve's having to go. See you later.
All right, see you,
Take
Steve.
Hey,
Thanks for
dude.
coming, man.
It's like the intro to Kingdom Hearts 2. What's your least favorite Final Fantasy soundtrack? I would
Least
say
favorite. That's tough.
I would say that my least favorite is the thing is that they're all so good, but probably 12 from what I've played. It's not even that it's bad. It's just that it's
Is it like subtle?
kind of bland.
No.
There's just nothing that really stands out to me in that one. But there are some really good songs there too, like the opening or the intro sequence.
Oh.
You just used it. You just used
I like barely tapped that button. Oh my gosh.
Just got jacked.
the opening sequence of that game was still written by Nobuo Uematsu. It's the only song he did on that soundtrack, and that one's really good. But the rest of the It's just okay.
Oh, okay. So Jack Bate said no username, PSN, and stuff. Okay.
Oh, good.
I'm glad that I didn't offend anybody, but
Right.
Buttmus
Christmas
would be a strange real life name.
in America.
But what's up, Buttmus? Thanks for watching. Let's see. Kingdom Hearts intro was a lot shorter than this to me. Oh, you mean like the opening
Where you're like in the
tutorial
dream
sequence
and then on the
stuff?
island and stuff. Yeah, I get that. Makes total sense. I agree with that. Although the Kingdom Hearts that was a bit long at the beginning too. They could have saved some of that stuff for a little.
Okay, so June is saying just make all your videos have a clickable link that takes you to the store. Here's the problem with that.
Oh, do we?
YouTube only allows you to have one
Well, actually,
link that takes you outside of YouTube.
they do have
Per
that
channel.
now for
stores?
There's a merch annotation.
So instead of like our personal website,
So you still have the
Shopify is approved with YouTube.
So
you
I
can
could-
link to approved.
So that
sites.
wouldn't be using that
Yeah.
like one
Yeah.
link that you get. Okay,
we
never
actually
mind.
could do
we
that.
could do that now. So, I'll
But
consider that.
like we said, we just don't push that stuff very much.
I'll see how I can do it in a non-intrusive way.
Right, and we'll do it because obviously you guys are interested. We're not helping you by not telling anyone.
Let's see. Herky Durky. I refunded the games I got because they don't launch for some reason.
What on
Which
what?
games?
On
On Steam?
Oh,
DC?
he bought Final Fantasy 3 and 6.
Oh, really?
And he said
Really?
they're not.
They're
I
not
guess those
launching.
aren't launching.
Ooh, that sucks.
Oh,
Yeah, if you're gonna play Final
Well,
Fantasy VI,
maybe
grab.
like the DS version, right?
Well, there isn't one on DS, but there is
Or
a GBA version.
3. There's a 3 on DS.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah,
Get-
GBA,
The,
that would be good.
the DS version of 3 is good if you have a DS. And
Change it a little.
The GBA version, or you could actually get it on the Wii Virtual Console. You can get Final Fantasy 3, which is 6, on the
Right.
Wii Virtual Console. I'd get it there. Livestream.net. Quality stuff on YouTube really stands out against the background noise and filler content. I agree, and it just takes time to produce it.
These birds look like crap, by the way.
Yeah.
Can I just say that real quick?
Yeah, they look
Yes,
pretty bad.
What are they doing?
Yeah, that looks pretty bad.
They didn't.
They didn't touch. They didn't
He's
touch those.
clipping.
No updated birds confirmed.
Yeah, let's put that on. Get all the video game blogs to talk about that. Nintendo taking shortcuts.
We got Dallas Strimple saying, by the way, any thoughts on Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp Fire Emblem?
That game looks nuts. It is probably a really fun game.
Just saying
probably
the
really fun.
name of that, it just like it fills me with this like contempt towards this like I don't even know this pretentiousness of Japanese studios these days and the way that they name their games. Every word of that title is meaningless. Every single word. Tokyo Mirage Session Sharp FE. What in the living fetch does that have to do with that game? Nothing. FE, you could say, used to be Fire Emblem, but I don't even think they're pushing the Fire Emblem thing anymore. It's not supposed to be Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem anymore. I don't know what that game is. And
Yeah, it
that
looks
name
weird.
doesn't help me understand it any better. I hate it's the same thing with like Dissidia Duodecim 123 Final Fantasy or like Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. Like
Oh yeah.
what the fetch is wrong with you people? How can you not just pick the theme of the game and incorporate that into the title of the game? Why do you got to be like and that's kind of okay. Kaysen loves Kingdom Hearts. He's doing Kingdom Hearts review. Those who like Kingdom Hearts are going to love his review. I've read it. It's
You're
great.
gonna love it.
Part of the reason I don't like Kingdom Hearts very much is because of this kind of pretentiousness. I feel like they're trying to make it seem like there's something deep or profound there, but there's not. There's nothing. There is nothing. And they have these scenes where they're like so dramatic about it, and they're just using all these words just stringed together, and it's supposed to have some profound meaning, and it doesn't mean anything. It's just confusing.
I've noticed that's a trend with anime as well. That
I hate
it
it.
tries to be really deep, and it's not.
Okay, let's see. We got June. I actually don't remember any of the songs from Final Fantasy 12. Case in point.
There you go. That's it.
Netro, I think I was misinterpreted earlier. I was saying the little kid with the brown hair can be shot in the head with the slingshot, and it's hilarious. I didn't see that part.
The like baby cheek like dude.
We'll
right?
have to give that a shot later if we see it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Dude, I'm loving this game now that you're. You got the
Yeah,
sword
look at
and the
this.
shield, man.
It's a Zelda game now.
It's a Zelda game, man. It's awesome.
And
it
then
looks
when
nice
you-
too.
Oh crap! When you kill a couple guys and you put your sword away and you
Oh,
That's the sickest thing ever. I
Yeah.
love that. Let's see. We got regular original. You guys need to play Ys, the Oath in Felgania.
actually
Ys
I
is a
have that
series-
game. I haven't even opened it yet.
Ys is a series I really want to get into. So yeah, like that's another JRPG series I'm very excited to try out.
Didn't do it.
Let's see, Livestream. What do you think about the vocal tracks in Final Fantasy games? I don't like them for the most part. Suteki de Na
stick it down in it.
Dadane
Yeah, stick it down.
is a really good one, and I
Didn't
even,
Final Fantasy X had that like when they're playing their ball game? It's the go first.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you want it. That like screaming
just
metal
really
song.
really weird. Man. Yeah, for the most part, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like the use of vocals very often, but there are some exceptions.
Kingdom Hearts has two songs, Hikari and Sanctuary, and I don't like those either. I mean, it's
I think
I
it's
don't know.
distracting,
It's
especially
very
if
distracting.
it comes during the gameplay.
Yeah.
Like Xenoblade Chronicles has songs that plays while you're running around and doing stuff or fighting. Like if it's like an intro song or like a credit song, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if it's used in the game, it's very distracting. It takes me out every time.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So you can
Andreas,
use the
change my
gamepad
username so you
name.
guys can
Nice.
pronounce it. Andreas, who were you? Were you no?
Andreas.
Who were you before? Andreas. Sorry, I don't recognize all the. I don't recognize all of the thumbnails for your images.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
the
I don't have
icons.
those memorized with the names, so. We got Alyssa Mew Mew. Reasons people play Final Fantasy 13. Original soundtrack, battle system, art design. Pretty much. Netro, I'm gonna ask if you're a fan of the movie Mean Girls.
I like
Okay.
Mean Girls. That's
I
funny.
love that movie.
This is the reason why people ask that, because I say fetch all the time.
Oh, it is not
I
because
have
of that
never
movie.
I have never seen Mean Girls.
Yeah,
and
it's pretty
it was
funny.
it was so surprising to me when people were like, oh, Mean Girls, because I say fetch. But
Yeah.
I was saying fetch way before Mean Girls was
way
even
before.
a concept.
You guys have
I've been
no
saying
idea.
fetch since like back when I was a little kid, because my dad said fetch and his brothers said fetch, and I thought it was really funny. So, and they were saying that back in the 70s and stuff.
Right.
So like, no, it had nothing to do with Mean Girls.
They made fetch happen.
They
Stop
made it
trying to
happen
make fetch happen.
way before Mean Girls tried.
Yeah.
Netro, stop trying to make fetch happen. Yeah.
Exactly.
Tudigus, we know that the amount of time and effort that goes, and the amount of time and effort that you guys put on producing your videos with such high quality is priceless. We can't possibly pay you enough for sharing them for free if we wanted. Thank you. That means a lot.
I appreciate it.
And you know, like I want to keep it that way. I want to keep it to where people feel like they can access it for free, but that they feel compelled to contribute if they want to. Or that's not the correct sentence. If they feel compelled, they can. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
June's totally looking forward to the Kingdom Hearts review.
Sweet.
The first Kingdom
2
Hearts
weeks.
game is beautiful. After that, it became shonen anime wannabe. That's my feeling.
Like Shonen Jump.
But a lot of people don't agree with that. So
For are you talking about?
they said the
Kingdom
first Kingdom
Hearts.
Hearts was great,
Yeah.
and then after that, it became just
Yeah.
I want to be anime thing. What's your
Young
favorite
boy
Final
anime.
Fantasy boss music? That's hard to pull out
Huh.
off my head.
Ooh.
I could tell you dungeon music. I freaking love Fire Temple music and Ocarina of Time.
I think he's saying Final Fantasy though.
Oh, you seen Final Fantasy? Oh, I missed that.
My favorite Final Fantasy boss theme is probably like the Four Fiends is really high up there from Final Fantasy IV for me.
Dude, we're out of it.
I also really like the
Where are you going?
I can't remember what it's called. It's the music that plays in the in the battle arena in Final Fantasy VII. I forget the name of that track. That's my favorite battle track from 7, and that might be one of my favorite battle tracks from the series. 6? Oh, no, wait a minute. The battle on the bridge
Battle on the Bridge.
from Final Fantasy V.
Okay. The Black Mages have a song,
That song is just incredible. That's probably my favorite one.
Amiibo functionality has been enabled. Try
Yes.
placing an
Okay.
amiibo.
All right, guys,
show
we
you
can
guys
finally
an
do
amiibo.
it.
Bros.
Which one should we do first?
Gonna
Let's
save
save
real quick.
the wolf one for last, because I think we kind of know.
We can't. Will the Link amiibo also
Refill arrows.
will it refill it, but will it do it with seeds for the slingshot?
I don't know.
Ooh,
Let's
good
check it
question.
out.
Start shooting. You have 49, I
Oh,
guess.
this is bad.
Oh, let me grab the
shoot.
thing so you can plug it in.
Here, we can switch out here. We can swap. Oh, now the game can begin.
Yes.
We can begin.
Melissa says
yeah,
that we make the best reviews.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We try really hard to make the best reviews.
Hold on
That's
a
a goal. So, what time is it right now, anyways?
Oh, it's just about 6, right?
It is
It's
5:55.
So we're gonna have to cut it out soon.
We
but
actually
let's at
have
least
to
we
show
have
the
to-
amiibos.
I'm gonna have to take off here in 10 minutes. So we got 10 more minutes to try and use the amiibos here.
Atma Weapons Battle Music in FF6 is great.
Okay. So we're gonna fire some seeds at these guys.
Umbu likes our channel and Analog Reviews. I've never heard of Analog Reviews. We'll have to check them out. For FF Online games,
Well, I can't. Oh,
not yet. I don't think you've learned.
can't finish them yet. That sucks.
you gotta have the.
Okay, so we've used a couple seeds.
Dude teaching.
Let's use one more.
the
So we
dude.
have 45. And then let's hit this Link amiibo here. Let's tap him on. What'd that do? Is that where you're supposed to put him?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might need to do it when you're paused. I'm not really sure. Or when you're hit the save. Sorry, not paused. Hit the down on the D-pad.
So it has an amiibo option. Can you select
Look
it?
at
There you
the-
go. Look at the Wii U gamepad.
Once
Says-
you have the hero's bow, your arrows can be replenished. So
Oh,
it's
can't do that yet. All right.
Okay. arrows.
Link doesn't work yet.
Let's see what Zelda does.
Healed our hearts.
Hearts have been replenished.
Oh,
That's
So
pretty
that's
useful in
kinda-
this mode.
that's kind of cheap. But
if you want to make hero mode, well, why would you play hero mode?
I know
If you're gonna do
seriously, if you're gonna do that.
this? But you could cheat.
You can
on
only do
hero
it once
mode
a
with
day.
this.
Yeah. there you
Now
go. Make some
here
rules for
comes
yourself.
the kicker.
No, that's a real rule. You can only do that with the amiibo
really?
once a day. Yeah.
Oh,
the,
cool.
Oh.
The arrows and the hearts only refill once a day.
Oh wow,
Cool.
that's interesting.
That's better. Okay,
Okay, here we
now
go.
we're gonna die.
Do you want to double the damage you take again?
Also-
they-
Oh,
we're
because we're already
in
on
hero mode.
So that's real
This
hero
effect
mode.
will last until you quit the game or receive a game over. Yes. Here we go. Now it's gonna be really crazy. Now the game's gonna get really hard.
So your hearts turn purple.
Okay,
right
one more
back.
thing. One more thing. The Link, the Wolf Amiibo here. Let's see what it says.
That's right. The most crucial one.
Please register an owner and nickname for this amiibo.
Oh yeah, you have to assign it to your. You have to do that with amiibo the first time you use
But
it.
then that means you guys can't use it if you take it
No,
over
it-
yours.
No, it does. It just means we would have to like. It can only be assigned to one at a time.
Oh,
You know what I mean? But
okay.
like, if we were to use it, we can just assign it to ours.
Mike, save.
That's right. You can nickname your.
Hold on. Yeah, I think it got disconnected. Now it worked.
Amiibo.
Amiibo.
For FF Online games, do you plan to review all the expansions or just the initial launch story? And the former, will 14 review wait until the game dies?
Please touch your amiibo to the gamepad. Cave of Shadows.
Shadows.
Oh, I could begin it now. Don't have time for that right now. Maybe we'll do that on another stream. But that's what that does. You can play it right away. I'll fetch.
Did you guys ever play Grandia?
No, I've played it a little bit, but I really want to get more into it. Oh, the hearts turned purple. Look at that.
Yeah, it's like you're poisoned.
Ooh.
Sweet. Well,
So you only have 2 hits, I guess, because everything's going to take away 2. Every hit you get is going to be 2 hearts.
June's heading out.
June,
Thanks
thanks
for
for
joining
coming.
us.
June.
Yeah, we
Had a
appreciate
lot
that.
of fun. Hope you don't have to
Peace.
clean up poop again.
Yeah, I hope not.
James is saying that
All right,
this one
this is the
YouTube
cool
channel, Collative
what I
Learning, maybe
just did.
Collative, sells DVDs of his content. I feel like that's a great way to allow fans to support a channel and have a backup copy of videos if they ever get taken down. Which is a concern
which
with
is
YouTube right
totally possible, yeah.
now. Will you guys be doing top 10 videos later on?
I want to. I
Yeah,
want to
we
get
should
back
do
into that. We'll see. Here we go. We got to do this, and then we'll stop the stream right after this part.
Okay.
We'll learn our first sword tech here. This is where the diving one where you
I
stab
believe
them,
so,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I
This
love
is-
that he's just shuffling.
To
his
me,
feet.
this is the most intriguing part of all of Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
Is this character you sword fight against?
You gotta have the courage to finish off your enemies after you knock them down.
Because it's quite heavily implied that it is actually quite possibly a previous hero.
Version, yes.
Yeah.
From an alternate timeline.
Alyssa, love this stream. Says to be back next Friday for the next stream. That's
Sweet.
awesome. Thank
We'll
you.
See you again next
Remember,
week.
next Friday
Peace.
is 11
11
Mountain
a.m.
time.
Mountain Time.
Mountain time.
So that's
You might have to
10
look up what that means
Pacific
for
or
you.
1 Eastern, or if you're not in America, just
I'm
look
not,
it
I
up.
don't know what it'll be. Ending blow. Sweet.
The livestream.net. Wonder if Final Fantasy VII Remake will have ridiculous subtitles for each part. Final Fantasy Novum Originum 7.
Seriously, I would not be
they could
surprised.
totally- yeah.
I would not be surprised if they did that.
Square.
Katurgas, thanks for the stream, Mike. Landon, in case you are beasts. Dude,
Okay,
you're a
good.
beast. Thanks for freaking joining us.
Thank
What's
you.
that?
Katurgas
guy
is
said
saying
we're
we're
beasts.
beasts.
Oh, dude, you're a beast.
Yeah, you're a beast, dude. Don't
Recurring
call me a
David
beast.
wanted to say I've enjoyed the stream. I'll message you on Facebook about the non-gamer reviews.
Oh,
stuff.
cool. Yeah, I'll talk to you about that
Cool.
later.
I enjoy your content. It's fetching awesome. You are fetching awesome, David. Brandon, all right. Thanks a lot
There
for the
you
stream. It's
go.
cool hanging out with y'all.
All right, we learned ending blow. That's where we're going to end the stream. Thanks for watching,
For
everybody.
Toby says it's been a pleasure to watch the stream. Thanks for the great content.
Thank you for being here. Thanks for talking to us. You guys make
Yeah,
really
you guys
good
are great. Thank
conversation.
you. This was fun.
It's a lot of fun to hang out with you guys. Remember those words, dude. We do want to do that as a scene. One of our live
Yeah,
action
that'd be
adaptations. We
sweet.
want to do the scene where Link fights against that skeleton. That's something we've been
That would be
talking
so
about.
cool.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Could use our mocap.
Shout
so
out
we can do
to
that sooner than later.
ZG Tune. Jack Bate wants us to shout out to ZG Tune.
ZG Tune,
Or
dude, peace.
ZCG Tune.
But
Shout out.
really,
Shout out ZCG
we gotta
Tune.
go. So
All right,
thank you
guys.
guys so much for watching. Twilight Princess.
Is awesome.
Buy it.
I'm liking
Regular,
it.
see you next
I'm enjoying
Friday.
it.
Yeah. What are we streaming next week?
Next week we're going to do either Mario Maker or Splatoon.
That's
I
right.
haven't decided yet.
Cool. All right.
See you guys later.
Peace.
Have a good day.